Either way, we're going to be playing a bit of FTL Multiverse today, and hopefully having a grand old adventure. Now, as you know full well, I like to pick themes for my ships, and this time we are going to be going with a tabletop adventuring party. Hey, Chris. Ah, it's the squids, I see. We are going to be testing out a ship that's a little bit more simple today. It may not be easy, but it's a little bit more simple than we could be choosing. But we're going to be testing out a different feature that I don't know what it actually does. So we'll see how it goes here. We're going to jump into it. So the ship we're going to be flying today is the basic stealth cruiser. It is pretty similar to the stealth cruiser we are already familiar with, in that it doesn't have shields to start, and it has a beam weapon to begin with, but the disarm beam is a little less punchy than the halberd beam that you might be used to in the base game. While it can pierce 2 shields, it only does 1 damage. So it's gonna maybe have a hard time killing things before we get absolutely smashed. We'll figure it out, but I am a little worried about how much damage we're gonna take. It's got a couple of other bits going on here, right? We've got a conservative bomb, so it doesn't actually take power, but we can still use it to knock systems out and damage crew. Well, and exactly, Chris. We're working our way through some of the base list of ships here, so we can see what else we unlock. But we're going to give this one a shot. So let's give it a rename here. We're going to call this the VSS Pathfinder in honor of my main tabletop RPG. And we're going to rename our crew as well accordingly. So our slug is now a rogue. Our human, who is a bit of a cyborg, I think I'm going to make him our wizard, and our NG, I'm not sure what exactly is the best fit for him, but I think we're going to make him our cleric. We're not starting with a fighter, because no one here is actually good at fighting, but we'll hopefully figure it out as we go. UDM Pathfinder 2nd Edition on Mondays. Nice. I'm still at the end of like an 8-year-long Pathfinder 1st Edition campaign, but we're probably going to move to 2nd Edition when this one wraps up. But we're just going to get started here. So we have a whole nasty galaxy to try and work our way across, and it's going to be maybe a little hard to survive it, but we'll see. We do still have the Advanced Navigator to let us know what is next to us, and titanium system casing, so we won't get smashed quite so fast. This titanium system casing actually has an additional element that is pretty interesting, in that it slows system sabotage by 60%. Which is kind of cool. It makes this a little bit more useful than just the 15 chance to damage resist. So that's pretty sweet, but we'll see how long we hold on to it, if we keep it the whole run or if we get rid of it partway through. I thought about Artificer for the engineer, for the NG there, Hemlock, but honestly, I didn't do it because Pathfinder doesn't have the Artificer. So I left the Artificer out from this list. So we're gonna keep jumping. We might bring in some more D&D classes as we go, but I'm gonna probably be sticking mostly to ones from Pathfinder. That said, we're jumping in on normal, and we're gonna see what happens. Who can say what the galaxy has in store for us this time? Good start. You take a look at the distant swirls of space as the stars fly past. This is the beginning of the next chapter in your saga. What will await you next? Well, actually, first thing that will await me is rearranging my microphone a little bit, because I don't like where it is. There we go. Proceed with the mission. Before the mission begins, it might be time to prepare. We arrive at the warp bay, what we like to do. I don't know what these challenge levels are, so I'm going to learn about challenge levels today. We might try one on a harder level without changing the overall difficulty, just to see what it does. So let's learn about challenge levels. Challenge levels alter the way you experience Multiverse. Once you've started your run, it cannot be changed. Challenge level configuration is saved across all runs until it is changed again. The challenge level is independent from the standard difficulty slider in the hangar and is a complement rather than a replacement. It alters aspect that the default difficulty couldn't tweak itself. Interesting. So, tell me about Standard. Standard plays the way the mod was originally designed. You start with 20 scrap and 12 fuel. A weaker Rebel Elite will elate you at the Sector 1 exit. Renegade mini-bosses will spawn with moderate strength and take scrap as tribute, so you can pay them to leave. The Traveling Merchant gives you a free gift in the drop point and last stand, and drops a powerful energy shield augment if killed. Oh, there you go. What about Challenge Mode? What does this do? This is what we're going to try. A challenge mode for people looking for a harder challenge without things getting too out of hand. Starting scrap none, 10 fuel instead of 12. The Rebel fleet gains a 1 jump boost, increases difficulty of the elite at the Sector 1 exit, so the immediate exit is harder. Renegade mini-bosses are buffed and demand more scrap as tribute. Last stand repair beacons will always be under attack by elite rebels, so it's harder to get in. The Traveling Merchant never gives any gifts, is stronger, and drops a powerful weapon under most circumstances if killed. Will increase the difficulty of the true ending. Okay. What is extreme, just so we know? Extreme mode. Bored of things being too easy? Looking to make your life hell? This might be the mode for you. No starting scrap, 8 starting fuel. Extra preparation options at the starting beacon are disabled. Rebel fleet gains a jump boost. Stronger boss. Renegade mini-bosses are massively buffed. Demand bigger scrap tributes and will stop taking tributes halfway. Last stand repair beacons are under attacks by MFK aces. Last stand start beacon is under attack by an MFK picket ace that will prevent you from jumping away. The Traveling Merchant gives much less scrap for resources, is stronger, and drops a powerful weapon under most circumstances if killed, will further increase the difficulty of the true ending. Well, I don't know what all that necessarily means yet, but we're going to put it on challenge mode and just see what it does. I'll see how much harder it is, and if it kills us immediately, then we'll go again. But we're going to put it on challenge mode. So let's try challenge level, just see how it feels. Let's proceed with our mission here and give it a shot. We're at the Federation Multiverse drop point. We're about to arrive at the nearest Federation warp bay, a structure acting as a beacon for traveling between universes. We exit hyperspeed. We get 10 fuel, and fleet pursuit is doubled for 1 jump. We knew that. We slowly exit hyperspeed, transitioning to a speed safe for landing and steer closer to the hangar below. There, your ship is stocked up and prepared to head out into this foreign galaxy. We hurry to our ship and realize we have a little time before we leave. We have time to grab one last thing. So we can either grab a weapon, grab a generic human crew member, grab some extra resources, or just leave to be a little faster. I think we're probably going to want to take a weapon here, because we actually have 3 power bars available in weapons, but our weapon only takes 2. So if we can get a 1 damage shot here, I think that will probably help us out immensely. So let's go ahead and grab a basic laser. We have the simple ion, which could be good with our beam. That actually could be a decent shot also, so we can actually hit with this. The reason I like the defense laser is because it can shoot faster, but the ion might actually be better. So I'm going to take the simple ion on second thought here and see if that works better for us. Confident with our new arsenal, prepare to continue on our mission. Finally suited up and ready to go, we take a look at our beacon map. We'll have a while until the fleet becomes an immediate threat, so we can spare some time to do something on the ship if we so choose. Let's do something on board. We're going to do our task, and we're going to run a salvage mission, because it's the only thing we can do here for free on the first beacon. In surveying the nearby area, we find 3 missiles, 2 drone parts, and 10 scrap. Okay, we'll take it. So, the main problem we've got right now is that we don't even have the shield system, so we're going to have to go try and buy that if we want to survive. We do have a cloaking, which will help us avoid some damage, and our weapons are a little bit upgraded, which helps us deal with the fact that we don't really have a whole lot of good survivability otherwise. We can run these 2 weapons together, but only if we turn off some of our engines and some of our other systems as well, and we might need those to not die. So, let's hope this works out better for us than it might otherwise do. If we take a look at our internal upgrades, they don't have any new special systems in here. We may eventually want to go for one of these 2, either the bigger cloaking or the shadow weapons, but that's going to be a long time from now, I have a feeling. So let's take our somewhat small starting fantasy party out of the tavern and see what the world has in store for us. Well, Cura's right here, but unfortunately I have no money. So if Cura still takes like 30 scrap to be able to start their quest, we still can't do it because there's no way I can get money and get back there in time to be able to do anything interesting. Hey, Ginger with a 7-stream streak. You'd love to see it. Yeah, I believe it, Hemlock. I haven't tried any of the difficulty increases yet, so I'm curious just to see what bumping 1 step up difficulty actually does to the game. Now, I think ideally we want to go basically 1, 2, 3, and then around in here, because we're not going to be able to get back to there, and this doesn't seem like a particularly lot of choice to have. So let's go check out this distress beacon and see how we start off here. A Zoltan ship hails you as you arrive.
You have to help us. Our energy shield hasn't been working properly ever since we came to this sector. It's acting like it doesn't have the power to start, even though it does.
Well, we can try and fix the problem or murder them. Fixing the problem seems like it's like a 50-50 chance as to whether you get a resource or get nothing. We're not doing a murder run here this time. We're not going full murder hobo in the D&D Pathfinder fashion. Let's try to fix their problem. We're here to help people, mostly. Some people. Our crew take time experimenting and working with the faulty shield generator. As one of your crew adjusts something, the generator pops and burns before catching fire. Seems like you completely broke it.
Way to go, jackass! Now we're completely screwed!
That's a fun one. So there's more than one bad outcome for that. Very nice. Alright, well, we beefed it, so let's keep going and see if we can't get anything a little bit more successful underway here. I think we're just going to try and move in a hurry here so we don't get overrun. Looks like a rebel ship is here waiting for you. You can't quite make out what the ship is, though, at first. Oh, hey, it's Leah! That's really bad. That's like maybe the worst time we could meet Leah. The captain hails you, revealing themselves to have obnoxiously bright blue hair and a smug glare.
Didn't expect to see me here, did you? Haha, that's right, I have returned. It wasn't easy tracking you through time and space, but now I will end you once and for all.
Who are you? The rebel captain stutters.
Huh? You don't remember me? It's your arch nemesis, Leah, the infamous Beam Master? You think you're so clever, always coming in to ruin my day, but I'm getting smarter. You won't beat me this time, biatch!
Well, this is bad. Maybe the worst thing that could have happened to us at the start of a run, so that's exciting. Thankfully, it doesn't look like she has a beam drone. It's just the mini beam on board. So that is a problem, but it's a problem we can maybe deal with. Engine power is worthless, so we can just power up our other systems. There's going to be nothing to dodge. Now, I think we're going to do here, we only get about 5 seconds of cloaking, but we need a little bit more to actually hit them with any meaningful weapons. I think we're just going to cloak now. Cash in the 5 seconds, because we can't dodge projectiles with it. And see what we can do here. The simple ion actually doesn't do anything against this ship yet. I guess that's something that I overlooked when I took it at the start, because this can still pierce 2 shields. So, realistically, I probably should not have gone immediately here for our offensive support weapon, but we did actually manage to hit their weapons and stop them from firing the mini beam at us, so that's pretty excellent. I'll take it. They are going to be fixing it pretty fast, but at this rate, I should be able to hit them again before they can hit me with it in the first place. So let's go ahead and hit them in exactly the same spot. I could hit them for more damage, but I don't think I can hit them for 5 with this. And I would much rather just not get beamed to death. Lovely. So again, they're going to repair really quickly, but they shouldn't be able to actually meaningfully stop us here. That initial cloak was exactly what we needed to dodge their retribution. Whew, okay. I was worried when I saw Leah. This is a ship where we would be in trouble if Leah was able to hit us, but thankfully they're not able to hit us. Moments before death, you see Leah whip out a teleporter recall button.
This isn't the last you've seen of me, Federation scum.
Leah warps away, leaving you utterly confused. 1 fuel, 1 drone part, 19 scrap. Not an incredible reward, but a reward we will take. I think we're going to immediately buy some more power, because right now power bars are a pretty significant limiting factor, and they're pretty cheap. Kira's already getting overrun, so let's go hang out with Sylvan here. Sylvan, I think, is not going to pay us anymore. So we won't get a free present for visiting them. Yeah.
Stranger, stranger, what a coincidence we meet again. Just a joke. Why else do you think I came here?
So, we have nothing to sell or buy, unfortunately, so it's not really a great jump for us. We could potentially sell some rockets to him just to try and get some money. But we do kind of need them. Our conservative bomb does still take ammunition to fire. So this might not be a great choice, but if we're trying to get off the ground, that might be a way to do it. If we try to sell some ammunition, what will he let us sell? 10 missiles for 30 scrap, 5 missiles for 15 scrap. Okay.
Missiles! Crucial for any heavy payload, but if you find yourself with more than you can handle, stranger, I'll gladly buy some off of you.
Let's sell him 5 missiles just to give us a little bit more cash.
Ah, stranger, stranger, any self-respecting renegade knows they need some gear if they're going to survive.
The Preemptive Torch. A rapidly charging, preemptive weapon that pierces all shields and lights the enemy ship ablaze with a slow-moving beam. It can only be fired once per combat. It takes no power, it takes 1 second to charge, but it never recharges. Interesting. We have the Volge Beam, the heaviest hitting beam ever conceived, made in direct response for a poor fool who dared utter that the glaive might be as strong as it gets. That would be fun! It's a 5 power beam. 4 hull damage, 4 system damage, big length. There's your classic halberd. We just can't afford any of these things. It's almost insulting that we just fought Leah the Beam Master, and now there's a ship here full of beams. We have more pinpoint lasers, the Stiletto, the Cincadea, the Faucon Rad Beam. Some cool looking stuff here, but obviously we can't afford any of it. We have no money. So, cool to look at, but nothing we can actually do here. So it goes. The pre-torture plus ion is good. I could see that. She sold all her beams to Sylvan to get information on our whereabouts. Exactly. Exactly. Unfortunately for her, if she had kept any more beams, we would have been dead. So, thankfully, that didn't happen. I think I'm going to buy 1 more power bar here just to bring us up to full engines, because we are going to be struggling on the engines front anyway. Let's save crew positions just in case they don't start default saved, and let's keep jumping. Supply beacon should just be a little bit of free stuff, which we could definitely take advantage of, given that we are a little bit under-equipped. This beacon serves as a temporary outpost for multiverse drive-equipped vessels established and maintained by the Federation. It appears you've arrived a little too late. Something, whether they be pirate or rebel, has razed this place and destroyed everything in sight. We grab 20 scrap and carry on. Well, we can't really do anything else on board the ship, so these empty beacons are a little bit underwhelming for us right now, but 24 scrap is still 24 scrap in our pockets. I think we need to try and get something going here for us. Now, we have 7 jumps until we get there, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beacons. The only problem is going to be getting this little loop going. So I think if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's already too many jumps. Yeah, I don't know if we can get all of these. So I guess what we're going to have to do is something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just have to abandon this one. It just doesn't connect well enough to be able to properly work it into our set of nodes. What do we have here? An abandoned supply cache drifts through the space nearby. It must have been lost during an attack. You aren't sure who it belongs to, but you could open it for a trap. You could use it for a trap against the fleet, or try your luck with opening it. But we don't really have the advantage of setting a trap for the fleet doing much good for us. So we're going to try and open it or blow it up. I think we kind of need to save the missiles. Let's see what happens if we try to carefully open it. I don't think I've done this yet. I'm pretty sure I've blown it up every time. The cache looks to be filled with batteries and other various reactor parts. You could use these to improve the efficiency of your own reactor. Okay, well, reactor power is good, but I actually just spent a lot of money on reactor power, and that took my last 20 scrap reactor upgrade, so... yeah. I'll take it. 20 scrap is still 20 scrap, but, like, not quite what I was hoping for. What do we have here? A blip on the communicator shows an incoming transmission from a Zoltan ship out of your field of view. When you pick up, you're greeted by the unwelcome sounds of a raving madman screeching about cowering beneath the prophet eye. He demands a prayer and offering, or else suffer his wrath. Well, we're not giving him the 20 scrap we just got for free, so let's refuse. Then let the curse befall you! The Zoltan ship jumps away and is immediately followed by a rebel ship jumping in. Were the Zoltans working with the rebels, or is this a pure coincidence? Hard to say, but one thing's for certain, it's time to fight. Well, they have a 2-shot laser, so that may be painful. Oh, they have a combat drone! We're having a rough start here. This might get nasty very quickly. I think we're gonna try and go for the cloaking strategy here, but I was thinking the 2-shot laser wouldn't be too bad if they actually charge it up all the way, but this is gonna be a problem, isn't it? Well, we resisted the system damage. I'll take that. What does it look like they're aiming at? The helm, almost. And I don't like the look of that. I think we're gonna have to dodge this one and then try and take them out with our weapons before they can fire at us again. Because I don't really want to lose all ability to dodge right now. I think we're actually going to fire this in the other direction. Take out the drone system first. We're ion in here. I want to see how much damage it takes. And I think we're going to have to conservative bomb it because they have a repair drone in there. So it's got at least more than 1 health. Okay, they only hit us the one time. All their systems are down. If we charge the Gisarm again, then they are dead, because we can definitely hit 4 rooms. We did pretty good there. We only got hit twice. I'll take it. Could have been much worse. This beam is really slow. Every ship full of rebel scum we destroy means a slightly safer galaxy. It's not much, but it's honest work. We'll take it. 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 15 scrap in the pocket. I actually don't know if I've looked at what the upgrades for the clone bay are. I don't think I've actually had one on a ship before. What is the clone bay options? Ah, backup DNA banks. Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully we won't need that yet, but we'll find out. So, I'm hesitant to spend all of our money, because if we are going to try and buy shields early, we need a lot of scrap. So I'm going to save a little bit of money just in case we can find something good with it. If we get to the point where we can buy another engine, though, I probably will, because we have the spare energy bar and more evasion will be valuable here. It is worth noting we actually can't heal our crew without murdering them and losing some of their skills, because we have the clone bay. So that is also an interesting problem that we haven't had to think about before. Let's jump to the supply here. Oh yeah, we heal a little bit every time we jump. It's still normal. Okay. We're not surprised to see this beacon has been outfitted with a multiverse supply depot. Many such beacons were constructed by prior multiverse renegades to help repair ships such as yours. Federation officer who greets you apologizes and explains their sort on supplies. The best they can offer is a small helping of ammunition and scrap, so 2 missiles and 26 scrap in the pocket. We can't do anything else with that, but we will make good use of this. I think we are going to go straight for engine level 5 here. It'd be nice to hold on to it a little bit longer, maybe, but that extra 5% evasion is looking pretty delicious. So, the closer we can get to actually having 100% evasion when we hit the cloak button, the less likely I am to be infuriated when I inevitably get hit by something through the cloak. Because now we're at like 95%, which is not 0, but it feels less likely to happen now. Let's keep jumping. We have a Zoltan store here, but I just spent all my money, so that's unfortunate. Let's see what these guys want. A slaver ship approaches, one of the Tikaka clan's distributors. In a bold display of characteristic pirate arrogance, the ship opens comms with you and offers several slaves. Unfortunately, I have no money, so let's blow them up instead. We can't let pirates waltz in Federation space. Take these guys down. We're an adventuring party, and these are criminals. Oh, they're gonna kill us, aren't they? That's a problem right there. These pirates have gotten out of hand. Best we clean this reality up of their kind. Well, unsurprisingly, reputation is decreased with the slavers. I don't know how we're gonna deal with a boarding party of a mantis and a rockman when we don't have any crew who can fight and no way to actually heal. We are gonna be relying on the clone bay, I think. Now, we can cloak to slow down the rate at which they board us, but if we do that, they're gonna teleport over before I can fire the weapons, and even if we destroy their weapons in their teleporter, that just means they can't leave. So this is probably gonna be a pretty painful combat we're about to have here, because these two are absolutely gonna beat even our entire crew coming to fight them. And I'm gonna have to send the whole crew to fight them. Who needs a pilot if you are dead? Alright, where are you guys going? You're going over this way. That doesn't look good. We don't want them over on this part of the ship. Where are you going? They are going to the cloaking. I'm gonna need that cloaking, because they're about to fire here. Alright, let's let them hit for a second on the... Oh, he decided to come back. Okay, that's fine. Let's get everyone in here then, so we can try and fight these guys and not die. Oh, no, they don't know where they want to go. Alright, they've fired a shot. We cloak it out. Incredible, even with only 60% evasion, we still dodged. You'll love to see it. Now, we're gonna make that cloak last until at least our other weapons are ready to go. Let's swap you two for now. We are going to... Are we gonna bomb them? I don't think I need to bomb them. Since the Gisarm can pierce the shields, they only have one bar here. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. We are in a little bit of trouble still, but I think we'll be okay. If we fire through the teleporter, they won't be able to leave, which I kind of want them to be able to do. Can I reach 4 damage? Yeah, just barely, and still hit the weapons. That seems pretty good to me. Do we want to conservative bomb them? I don't know if it actually matters. We got 2 breaches. That's really nice in the weapons. 2 more chips of damage, so I can't kill them in one shot, but they should go down pretty easy from here. This fight, however, is going to continue to be a problem for our crew. We are probably going to have at least 1 crew member, if not more of them, die in this encounter. This guy takes double damage from suffocation, which is kind of fun. Means that breach is going to scare them away. Very nice. They actually don't have any way to heal, but we don't really have a way to punish them either, so... Whoop, pushed the wrong button there. So we don't really have a way to capitalize on that. Except that he's taking a lot of damage there. He's gonna be dead soon. There he goes, he runs off. So, let's just put another hole in here. Can I put... Let's go through 3 rooms. It'll slow... Well, maybe 2. It'll slow our damage down a little bit if I don't hit at least... Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna take 2 shots no matter what. So let's go ahead and Gisarm them, see if we can put another hole in there. Not this time. They say, stop! Stop! Take a slave and let us go! Kill us and they all die regardless! More crew is a decent offer here, but an NG is really not what I would have wanted, and we kind of need some cash, so we're not going to accept their surrender, I'm afraid. We are definitely in a problem here where... What is happening? Where not having enough crew is going to be the end of us, but these guys can't attack anymore anyway, because they all have too low health. It sucks to be you, huh? Well, let's just destroy their ship and not take any prisoners. The only good pirate is a dead pirate, and today we made a lot of those. 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 20 scrap. Alright, well, we just blew up a lot of people, but we got a little bit of pocket money out of it, so that's fine, right? That's good? That's normal? Alright, we have another supply beacon over there. We might as well jump, jump, jump. We're going to be a little low on fuel, is the part that I'm a little worried about. Let's go to the Zoltan store here. We might have to buy some more fuel first. Civilian Zoltan ships aren't too common anymore. Most have joined the military to help fight off the Duskbringers. The ship here, however, appears to be a well-to-do merchant. We see his wares. Unfortunately, we have nothing to do on board our ship, so we do nothing. What is this? A Suyari beam? A potentially incredibly powerful beam adapting to its environment. Oh, yes, this is the one with infinite damage, but it takes a long time to chain up. Yes. Pegasus missiles, Teich missiles, slow charging 2 damage missile weapon. Conservative weapons use no power. Ah, it's a conservative missile. It's a little bigger. I see. We've got a Free Mantis, an NG, and a Zoltan. I would love to be able to get a crew, but there's no way I can afford that. What else is interesting in here? Shields are 125 scrap, so we know what our target amount of money is now. I was uncertain what this was actually going to cost, so that's good to know. Other systems are all normal. They're selling a fuel conserver. Generates up to 5 fuel cells when entering a new sector through jump speed. We had that in the past, and it rolled 3 every time, almost. Advanced ventilation. Oh, life support prioritizes the rooms that you're actually in. That's kind of interesting, but probably not viable for us to try and pick up right now. And long-range scanners is unavailable because we already have it. Okay, well, I think, like I said, we're going to just have to buy a little bit of fuel here, because otherwise we are going to run out pretty quick. I guess I'll just buy it all. Don't love it, but we need the resources. So let's jump to the supply beacon and then get out of Sector 1, if we can. We've arrived at a Federation supply depot for Multiverse Renegades. These were established across various realities deemed prominent for protection. We get a drone part and 17 scrap, and unfortunately can do nothing else, but 17 scrap is still 17 scrap. Unfortunately, it's not enough to buy anything else fun. We could buy a piloting upgrade so that if we have to take our crew off the helm, or if they're dead and respawning, we actually have some evasion. I don't think it's worth it right now, though. I think we need to save our money for later. So let's jump to the exit beacon and see how bad it is. We've reached the end of the first step of our journey. However, it appears you aren't alone. The Rebel fleet must have sent one of their fighters after you.
It looks like you've stumbled into my ambush. Die.
Rebel ship moves into attack. Alright, they have a teleporter, which is pretty dangerous for us. They have a beam and a rocket, looks like. Nothing to do but fight them. Thankfully, they don't have a lot of crew, so we should be able to deal with this with just 2 people. This guy is a soldier, so he is better in combat than we are. But we'll see if we can't take him. With 2 people, even if one of them sucks at combat, we should be able to outgun him. Now, that is a swarm missile. That's mean. Let's go ahead and dodge the missile, I guess. Nope. 90% chance says we get hit anyway. Now, in theory, this beam can bypass 2 shields. So let's just hit them and see what that looks like. I imagine it will look like hitting them with a beam, but I'm also going to conservative bomb them there. In the weapons to slow down them murdering us. Yeah, that looks like it did pretty good. Alright, we are still losing this fight, but their weapons are disabled, so we're going to bring our captain over to help fight too. Let's actually swap you in here. Okay, he went home. Great. Back to your positions, team. Simple ion. I can fire this as much as I want. It doesn't actually help us yet. I overlooked how our shield piercing would interact with the ion when I got it originally. Probably not my smartest move, but ain't that just the way sometimes? Now, they have 6 health, so we're gonna have to hit them twice no matter what. I kind of want to hit them as rude as possible if I can. But I don't think I can actually hit the crew and hit more than 2 rooms. And I don't know if that's worth it. Hey, Mr. Hunter, you haven't watched me since my Sword of the Stars playthrough on YouTube? It's been a while, hasn't it? Good to see you, though. Hopefully you'll enjoy the stream here. We're just gonna beam through these guys, although apparently my timing is so bad that I hit them the second after they repaired their beam. It should be fine. We have the cloak in reserve still. We can hit that as soon as they actually fire at us. But what are the odds, really? Okay, so let's hit them with the final shot. This will destroy them. And the elite fighter is down. Hey, look at that, more beams. We've successfully defeated the rebel ship. We now have some time to do something else on board our ship. We got 14 scrap and a halberd beam. Well, unfortunately, we still can't do any tasks, so never mind, we'll do nothing. We are surviving okay. We've taken barely any damage so far, but the game really wants us to be doing beam things. Everyone is using or selling beams. The extra damage potential in the halberd is really good. It might just be better than the Gizarm. The problem that I'm a little uncertain about is just that if they have two shields, the Gizarm is still basically the same. And it costs less power, so we can use the Ion with it. Because if we want to use the halberd, we can only use the conservative bomb in the halberd. But it's a much faster and longer beam, so it's still probably going to be much better for us overall to swap over to using the halberd. We'll see what happens. We're gonna experiment a little bit here, but we might wind up switching back depending on what our enemies look like in the next sector. Either way, we can't heal our team up, so we're just gonna keep jumping. Sector 2, we have the Harmony Linkage or the Free Mantis sector. Feels to me like going to the Free Mantis is just asking to get murdered, because man, we can't deal with borders at all. So, Harmony Linkage. Let's go. We've entered hyperspeed. You can feel the gentle vibrations running down the ship. It would be relaxing if it weren't for the giant space rocks flying towards the ship at alarming speeds every few seconds. We have no option, so we proceed to the NG sector. The NG are non-violent and generally friendly with the Federation. As long as you can avoid miscommunication errors, the native inhabitants will be little trouble. The same cannot be said, however, for other hostile invaders. The Harmony Link is a location of interest. We'll see if we can find that. Or if it's on the map. We'll see. We've arrived at NG space. The fall of the Federation has brought tough times for these robotic lifeforms, but they're usually willing to help. Despite being normally peaceful, the NG don't take lightly to intruders in their sectors. Fortunately for you, the guard here doesn't consider you an intruder and ignores you. Well, we have an NG on board the crew. Let's say hello. We contact the guard. A small beep signals that the NG have received your message and are waiting for what you will say. Our NG crew requests assistance. Fellow NG detected. Need for supplies will be fulfilled. 1 drone part and 14 scraps, not an incredible reward, but it's better than no reward, so I'll take it. What do we got here? We have a store. Oh, there's the link. I don't know what that means, but we'll go check it out in a minute. So, I think we want to just try and save money right now because we need to try and get shields online so we don't get chipped down every time we get into a fight. In the meantime, I guess we'll do is jump here, hit the link beacon, and then kind of work our way out. Sylvan's not quite as much fun as a thing to see anymore now that he doesn't give us a free reward every time we say hello, but if we have good money, we might go check him out because he can have unusual items. You've arrived at a seemingly ordinary beacon, but scans show a slip tunnel opening. Someone with an MV drive is jumping in nearby. Well, that's not good. A bright green autoship comes out of the portal.
Well, golly, I'm Callie the Calculator, and you must be student name here. I'm so excited to be your teacher here at school name here. Let's begin. What's 8 minus 4?
We've seen this one before. It's 4.
OMG, that's correct. Good job, student name here. Next question. What's 9 divided by 3?
Well, that's 3, of course.
Yay, you're doing amazing. Next question.
404 fatal error. Question invalid. Well, that's not how you pronounce that, but let's try 3.
You're going to detention. Try not to be an idiot next time.
All right, well, let's fight them. They do indeed have 2 bars of shields, which is what I was worried about. Conservative bomb can take out 1 bar for us. There are drone ships, we don't have to worry about them repairing too fast, so we can at least hit them with the halberd. What's the length on the halberd? Yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, well, they have a heavy laser and a big looking ion, so this might be pretty nasty, but all we can do is try. Please don't hit my weapons. Oh, that sure looks like it's about to hit my weapons. Is it worth hitting the cloak right now? I don't know if it is. I guess I'm gonna try, because if that hits the weapons, we are so dead. Yeah, it was going straight for weapons. I thought so. Okay, let's conservative bomb them in the shields, because that's what we have to hit to be able to really hurt them. Another shot's coming, but we can halberd them now. So let's go through here, I guess? The evasion's not gonna matter much. But it just lets us hit 4 rooms. Unless I can get right in the corner here and hit 5? No, that's only hitting 3. Alright, I thought I could be a little sneaky there and try and get a little bit of extra damage, but it looks like no, 4 is my limit. So that means we're gonna have to hit him 3 times, which might be nasty. Let's hit him. Oh! And of course, they hit us again directly in the weapons. Let's get the repair crew over there to try and fix that, because right now we are sitting ducks. Thankfully, they also have a breach in the weapons, and since it's a computer, all they can do is ion us now. Oh. For a brief moment, Callie stops firing. Next problem. What is 3 plus 4 plus 7? That'd be 14, of course. Good job, student name. That's correct. Cool. Don't know what that did, but at least they can't kill us anymore because they can't repair that breach. Let's get crew back to stations. Let's turn the halberd beam back on, I guess. They will be fixing the shields before we can hit them again, I suspect. And doubly so if that ion hits us in a system we need. Getting questions wrong could lead to dangerous results, so be careful. For a brief moment, Callie stops firing. Next problem! What's the square root of 16? That's 4. Good job, student name. That's correct. Man, they are gonna keep hitting us with these the whole time, huh? That's fine. We're gonna hit them in the shields now because it doesn't really matter if we... Well, no, I guess we do want to turn off those little pot shot ions if we can. Oh, that is worse. Oh, no, that is worse. Let's hit them again. We do not want the heavy laser pointed at us, that is for certain. Alright. Now they will be dead next time we fire, and it doesn't really matter where we aim. They might have actually died on the last shot if I had fired it on the left-hand side and damaged the shields all the way. It didn't really think about that, but whatever.
My apologies, Mr. Wentworth, I failed you. Unfortunately, student name is simply too stupid to teach, and now I die. Ugh.
3 fuel, 1 drone part, 28 scrap, and the multiplier, a special modified weapon which we bring aboard. What does that do? What is the multiplier? A special loot weapon. It is a... What is it? What is it supposed to be? It's a 2 power weapon, 2-second charge time, which is really fast. It charges 3 shots, which are all basic. Is it just like a flak laser? I can't tell. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I want to swap it for, even. We gotta try it. It seems like it charges really fast, which would be good. I just don't know what to swap it for. Let's swap it for the ion for now. We'll just try running it. Well, if I'm gonna run it, then I should swap one of the beams so I can run the ion with it in case I want both weapons. Multiplier and the simple ion. What are you? It does hull damage and system damage and crew damage, but at a big radius. And this one is just really fast, because normally it'd be 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds cooldown. Right, 6 seconds for 3 shots is really good, which is why I want to give it a try. Especially at this stage when we have really no way of dealing with that kind of equipment. Let's go to the Harmony link and see what this is all about. It appears you've discovered a harmony link. These massive, planet-sized structures are made up of trillions of nanobots and transmit a strong signal to all NG in the sector. An NG ship is resting near the harmony link. It's an elite, but they aren't attacking just yet. Is it an elite? I guess they have a burst laser too and some drones. Yeah, okay. Let's request supplies. We have Harmony crew. Let's see what they say. Harmony unit detected. Protocol requires aid to be given. That's a pretty bad reward. 1 drone part and 3 hull repair? Okay, that was not the interesting choice that I had thought it might have been. Let's jump over here and fight somebody. A rebel appears on the screen and unfolds a long sheet of paper. He dons a pair of spectacles and begins to read. A poem for you. Die. Hey, short and sweet. I like it. Yeah, that's... Alright, it does have quite a big spread on it, but maybe not in a way that matters. They have a mini beam, but we have a really fast-firing gun now, so we could probably shoot them before they can shoot us. It's only 1.8 seconds to charge. Alright, let's beat him with this. Oh, it is flak. Okay. Still good, but good to know that it is in fact a flak weapon. Alright, we can just keep it auto-firing now. We don't need to be charging it. I gotta remember what the auto-fire hotkey is. It's control. There we go. Because with the ion over here and this going at their weapons, they won't be able to hit us with anything, and they will be dead before long. Man, I must be hitting the wrong buttons because I keep turning off my auto-fire. This thing is so fast. It's going to also train our weapon skill incredibly quickly because it can shoot so often. That's actually kind of a surprise benefit of it. The fiery red of the explosions complement the orange hull of the rebel ship. Satisfied with your handiwork, you scrap them, getting 2 fuel, a missile, and 18 scrap. Okay, 104 scrap. We're almost at the point where we could maybe buy a shield sometime soon. Let's fight a couple more guys and check out the Federation store, see if they can sell us a shield system. This multiplier seems like it's really good. Exactly what we need. A Harmony ship is currently docked with a Union ship. There's a small amount of debris, suggesting there may have been a struggle preceding our arrival. This isn't a struggle. We know what that's all about. The NG ship responds. This vessel, suspected of future rebel sympathies. Actuarial reports suggest best option equals forcibly installing behavioral correctional implants. This action equals necessary for Harmony prosperity and safety. So, the option is we won't let you do a disgusting violation of human rights or leave them alone. They're not human, so that's an interesting word choice. But also, like, I don't know how that works for these guys. I don't know how to feel about this one. If we fight them, I think we're going to make enemies of the NG, which we probably don't want to do. We're in their sector. They're primarily our allies. I have a feeling this is not a good choice for us, so we're just going to leave them to their business and move on. As disturbing as that prospect is, we don't have all the information. Provoking the Harmony is not on our to-do list either. Exactly. We're going to do our salvage mission here. Survey the nearby area. We find a small shrine located nearby. Well, we love looting Illustrian temples, so let's raid the shrine for any valuables. We are an adventuring party after all, so we can only say it's in our nature. You find a small collection of fuel cells for weary travelers passing by, next to a sign asking politely you only take as many as you need. Let's take only a few. Grab only a couple fuel cells, just enough to make it a few extra jumps, and head back onto the ship on a clear conscience. There you go. Surprising we didn't loot the whole thing if we are an adventuring party, but, you know, sometimes they can make more restrained decisions. Let's jump over to this beacon. Once we arrive, our screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools and tried to shut down our engines. Our crew managed to keep them barely operational and move into attack. Well, that's bad for us. Engines are kind of important on our ship. Well, on the plus side, they're probably not going to get a chance to hit us with anything because we are going to beef up the multiplier and then absolutely smack them with it. So let's do that now. Fire this on... Oh, their weapons room is tiny, though. That might actually be a problem for us. We'll find out. Fire away. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Cloaking. Can we hit them with any of these shots in the weapons? Please? Please. Okay, one hit. There we go. Now they're a lot less dangerous because the heavy laser's down. Let's conservative bomb the weapon once. They did get a shot on our cloaking, but their weapons are down, and I think they'll be dead before they can do anything else about it anyway. So we are just going to let them try and repair here while we spam this artillery at them. I'm actually going to move it to a place where there's a better chance of actually hitting their ship. And I don't like that that's back online. We might have to conservative bomb that in about 8 seconds, if they're still alive. Oh, bad timing. Okay, conservative bombing the laser there. Oh, they did get to fire, but they're dead now. They're probably gonna hit us with that. Yeah, that's annoying. With the pirate ship destroyed, our ship's system is restored to full functionality. We salvage what we can from the debris, getting 4 fuel and 25 scrap. Time to go do some repairs, team. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. Alright, back you go. Setting us down to 1 engine bar is very rude when we don't have any other means to defend ourselves than cloaking and engines. We have enough money now to buy a shield if they're selling one, so let's jump to the Federation store and hope they are. Then we're going to probably wiggle around here for a bit because there's plenty more jumps to do before we run out of time, but a shield system would be very nice to get back online early. A large civilian market has been established in this system. Allied Federation ships patrol the area to make sure rebels and pirates can't sneak in. Well, this does sound cool, but I bet you it means I can't use the shop, and I really need the shop. I don't know if this is going to let me shop afterwards or not. Because I have a feeling what this means is you're trading 1 jump or maybe 2 jumps of progress for a guaranteed reward before the shop. Since we're still at the shop, it'll probably let us buy things here. Chris says yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling that that's how it's going to work. So I imagine this is going to be an exchange of getting caught up to in exchange for getting more cash. And I could use the cash. The Federation soldiers are glad to take a break, and their command agrees to let you stand guard. Your shift will take 1 jump cycle. Hopefully nothing bad happens. We get 3 fuel, drone part, 32 scrap, and we wait. Fortunately for you, no pirates or rebels make a surprise visit during your shift. You collect your pay and prepare to leave. Yeah, 3 fuel's good, the money's good. It would have been even more interesting if someone actually did show up and we got to fight someone as well for an additional bonus reward, but I'll take nothing. We have some time to do something else aboard the ship before we shop, but we actually don't, so we do nothing and we go to the shop instead. We have an energy charger, a flak 2. That's interesting. It's basically the gun we have, except less versatile, though. A light laser Mark 1. We got some crew options. It's the shields that we came here for, though, so you know what we're buying. We have a mystery augment roulette and some drone parts. Some drones. Now, we do have a weapon to sell also, which would probably be good, because right now we don't have the energy to even turn on our new fancy shields without taking them out of our engines. But I don't know which ones I want to keep. The halberd beam is probably good with the multiplier once we can get them both up and running, but it's going to take a while, and the Gisarm would be easier to turn on sooner. I don't know. I think we're probably going to wind up selling the Gisarm, though. It just words are hard, man. Just doesn't seem as good as the halberd. Even though it's 1 power less, its potential is also much less. So I'm going to sell this one for now. Does this ship have multiverse shenanigans and modifications? It has a couple little bits and pieces. Mostly it's just a different layout. Things cost different in here, so it just functions a little differently. But probably the main thing that immediately jumped out to me is that the titanium system casing now also makes boarders have a harder time destroying your systems once they're on board. And because we have a clone bay and not a med bay, it's much harder to keep our crew full health. That said, though, we got what we came here for, so let's turn our shields on and rejoice. We are no longer stealth only, but we are also still not very good at blocking, so we may still get beat up a little for our troubles. We have, what, 4 jumps here? 1 to there, 2, 3, 4-ish free, yeah? So if we just kind of circle around here, that'll probably be our best bet. So let's do that. We are no longer getting fried by any person with a mini-beam, though, so that's nice. It appears Elenia's ship at this beacon is halfway through salvaging an Engi ship with crew still aboard. Though Lanius ignores you, the Engi ship attempts to hail you. They request that you save them from the Lanius. Well, let's try. Let's hail the Lanius. They're going to be boarding us, which is bad for us, but let's hail them. We do not know what is. The trash ship. Trash is not a problem for to eat. It seems the Lanius have mistaken the Engi ship as wreckage. Let's try to explain to them that there are Engi on board. You successfully managed to explain to the Lanius that the Engi ship is not a wreckage. Satisfied with the scrap they've currently collected, the Lanius ship jumps away. Let's hail the Engi. The Engi expressed their gratitude for your assistance. They gave you some drone parts and scrap. Well, we'll take it. We'll take it. We are going to be saving up again to immediately upgrade our shields by another 2 bars. So, well, another 1 bubble. So we need a bit more money for that, so let's keep rolling. I kind of thought they were going to make us fight them. I'm kind of surprised they let us get away with just saying, this is a bad idea. You, in danger. Likelihood that dangerous fugitives using your ship, 70%. Grant this ship access or risk destruction. What do you consider dangerous fugitives? I don't think we have any of the people that you dislike, except the fact we have a slug and no one likes slugs. Let's let them search us. I've only done this quest once and I don't know what it does yet, so let's try accept again. The Engi thoroughly search your ship but come up empty-handed. You cleared. If fugitive discovered, then report. Else carry on. Well, there's nothing else to do on board the ship, unfortunately, so that's kind of a nothing beacon for us, sadly. I don't know what else that can do. I guess you have to have, like, specifically the people that the Engi don't like in your crew for that to be a problem? Do we ever buy the cheap single notch shields to help versus 1 damage ions? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Let's jump up here and then back to the exit. Probably not in general, though, unless it's, the shield's, like, probably already at 2 or 3 bubbles, and I just want to give it a little bit of buffer. What appeared to be a single damage ship is in fact 2 ships that have smashed into each other. Oh, this is what I thought we were seeing earlier. There's a flurry of comm signals and damage, and it's hard to determine what occurred. The vessels appear to be Engi. They look locked together by the impact and can't free themselves. We gotta go help. No, we have... This is a funny thing to say, too. Have your Engi crew member hail the vessel and assess the damage. Your Engi crew member refuses. In a halting use of adjectives and nouns, followed by some animated holographic aids, the Engi explains the ships are using each other to, loosely translated, achieve a union. For some reason, this consolidation of ship matter sounds embarrassing and personal. You would like to leave the 2 Engi ships to their business. After questioning your Engi crew member, however, you do manage to salvage what scrap parts you can from the perimeter, even though you feel slightly dirty for doing so. 4 fuel, 2 missiles, 11 scrap. We'll take it. Now, there's a store over there and a store over there, but we only have 1 beacon before we gotta get out of here, so let's head up the exit and get out of Dodge. We arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. And again, we've got nothing to do, so let's explore. We see a Union station with heavy damage. You receive a message.
We've been hit hard by the war. We need more drone parts to speed up our repairs. We'll buy some from you if you have some extra.
I wish I had 12, because I would sell them all of them. We'll sell 6 drone parts for 24 scrap. That's pretty good.
Thank you for your business.
We don't need the drone parts right now, but we do need the money. There we go. 2 shield bubbles turned on. We can't actually use them both yet, but we can move the energy from the engines to the shields if it will help us stay alive. Let's get out of here. 2 choices, the Spectral Frontier and the Unregistered Clouds. This seems like it's going to be full of ghosts, which could be fun. I don't know what Unregistered Clouds is. And Unregistered Clouds gives us 2 choices next, so I'm going to go down here just to see what this means. It might be a pirate sector? I don't know. We've entered hyperspeed. You catch a brief glimpse of what you think might be another ship in hyperspeed as well, but they quickly pass by. They've gone to Plaid. We proceed to the nebula sector. It's an unmapped nebula. Has no dominant faction. There you go. This sector remains uncolonized and largely unmapped. There's no saying what you might find here, and the atlas provides little more info. Okay. I wondered if it was just a generic nebula, but I didn't know if those existed. You've entered a nebula-rich sector. You might put a few light years on the fleet, but that's only useful if you make it out the other side. Interesting, we got a new song. You glance nervously at the sector map. Though the rebels will struggle to track you here, it seems the location of the exit beacon was never specified. You'll have to do some exploring until you're adjacent to it for the computer to recognize it. We got an additional fleet delay. We can do our salvage operation right off the top. Our crew find little, but it's still something. They return back with 1 fuel, 1 drone part, and 13 scrap. So we don't know where the way out is. We're gonna have to explore this map until we find it. It's probably in this half of the map, but that still could mean a number of locations. Now we have Ion Storm and a sun. So both of those are bad, and I don't think Ion Storms are gonna be good for us. Let's go to the sun and see if that's better. Both choices are bad. It seems the nebula here has condensed into a newly born star. It's quite the spectacle, but also very deadly. A slug vessel is admiring the star, but upon seeing you, decides to attack instead. They have a hack, they have a big-looking laser there, and an ion stunner of some kind? Okay, well, the hack, as long as it doesn't hit anything too important, we should be okay. I think we're gonna want to bump up the shields for this, because we might be able to tank them if we have 2 shield bars for at least a little bit longer. Where is that going? It's going to doors, it looks like, and they're boarding us. So we can cloak here for a second to deal with the border before the door is blocked down and we can't get in the same room as them. But then we can't dodge their opening salvo. It might still be worth it because borders are a big problem for us. Let's cloak the ship real quick and make sure our engineer can come help out our engineer. Okay. We have a 3-shot barrage here ready to go, so let's hit them in the weapons immediately. And we'll simple ion them in the shields once it's ready. We missed every shot. Incredible. They actually hit our cloaking, our cloning. I thought they were gonna hit our doors, but it turns out that was not correct. All right, I will on further reflection, I will say that yes, having even worse accuracy is a problem for this weapon. It does make it pretty bad at actually disabling systems. It's still probably overall better than... Oh, don't go. Oh, you have no way to get back to the engines. That does still shut you off, doesn't it? Than just relying on the beams to start right now, but it would be nice if we could get them powered up a little more here and use some of these things in tandem. Well, that's rude of you. If you want to go board us in there, I'm going to hit you with some suffocation, bud. Alright, this ship should go down before it can do anything else to us. The shields are off, and they are taking a number of hits. I really hope they teleport their guy home, because I don't want to fight him.
Dear gods, I did not expect this. I applaud you for the surprise. Now let us go.
1 missile, 2 drone parts, and 16 scraps. Not very good, though, so we're going to continue the assault. Now, unfortunately, I think I am going to need to pull the entire crew into this room because they've hacked our clone bay, and we need this guy not to kill us. At last, the traitorous Nebula dwellers have been silenced. We scrap the ship, getting a fuel, 2 missiles, and 23 scrap. Now, the only problem here is that we are still out of sun, and our engines aren't charged, so we can't actually leave yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to send Wizard to the helm so that we can get out of here. Because if that solar flare happens, I'm just going to leave. We have a distress beacon over there. Those are usually interesting. So let's hop over that way, and then we'll figure out what else is going on up in the north part of the map. North. East? East. I guess that's the east part of the map. The distress beacon here is emitting from a small ship requesting aid in finding someone. Okay, we respond. The ship explains they're a military vessel for the Federation. Their partner, a fellow military vessel, got lost in the nebula and hasn't returned. They request you track down the ship. Well, we might be able to do it. We have an upgraded sensor. Let's try. It turns out the ship isn't far from your current location, but they're in trouble. They're under attack from a rebel ship. Well, that's not good. They have a fire beam. Thankfully, we have shields now. Let's do nothing, kill this slug, and get people back to their normal crew stations. But first, you go to here, you go to here, and we'll send the engineer back to the engines when the coast is more clear. And we're not going to be actually taking our ability to dodge away while they change places. Okay, weapons are ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit them with the ion in the shields. And after that hits, I think we're going to go ahead and fire our flak at the weapons and hope it hits. We missed the ion, but we did hit the weapons, so I'll take it. Not quite what I expected to have happen, but you take what you can get. Let's go ahead and cloak out the bomb, because that might be a problem. Okay, they've breached us. That is not great. Not the end of the world either, but not good. The firebomb is fine. They've swapped the power here with the way the damage worked out, so now they have their hull laser on, but I think I'm just going to pop a bomb in there to help make sure they don't get to hit us with anything. I actually don't need the conservative bomb to be refiring, though, so we'll turn that off while we pester them. It's going to be hard for us to fix that breach because our crew doesn't have much health. And we keep missing these guys. This is a bit of a problem. Alright, we may need to go for a somewhat more reliable weapon if we can't actually hit them with our multiplier. It shoots really fast, but cannot aim. Yeah, we are actually losing this this damage race here. They're getting things back online faster than we can take them out. Almost embarrassing. And there they go. Whew. We've defeated the rebel ship. We salvaged direct before contacting the Federation ship, getting a missile drone part and 28 scrap. And though the Federation vessel's in a critical state, their crew is still alive. We bring them back to the other ship, receive payment as thanks. 3 fuel, 2 missiles, 30 scrap. Okay, we got a good bit of money there. This is still a hole. I'm just gonna leave it a hole for now. I don't think it's a good idea for us to go and try and fix that. We have a little bit of an opportunity here to buy more power to refill our engines. We're actually using it, and then I think we're saving up for weapon control. So I could just put a point in there now, and I think I will. Well, because we could use this. No, I need 2 points before it's useful. Okay, well, let's hold on for a minute then, just in case we find something else we want to spend money on before that point. But I think we're going to hop over here and make our way east. Just going to leave the hole in the ship as it is. It'll be fine. Your ship receives a hail, but you aren't sure from where. You accept, and a painfully loud static floods the speakers, insulting your bloodline and calling you a
filthy longboard breather.
A ghost ship approaches, weapons ready. It's a wrecked autopilot. That's fun, because it has 2 actual crew on it. Let's do nothing and prepare to beat these guys up. They have a bunch of lasers, though. That's pretty scary. And a missile. Hopefully they cloak long enough that they try to alpha strike us so we can just dodge for free. That would be very nice. Not quite. Not quite enough time. Do I tank the missile to dodge the laser barrage? I kind of want to. This looks like it's going to hit us in the cloning bay, if it does hit us at all, which is probably fine. Whereas these lasers could do a lot more damage if they actually manage to combo us. Oh, it's the oxygen, and it put a breach in the oxygen. That is quite bad, actually. please shoot this beam. All right, we need to get our people in here to fix this immediately before we start suffocating. There's the other weapon. Now we cloak. Nice. Now we are going to wait a little bit longer so our weapons are actually charged and then fire. So, Simple Ion has nothing specific it needs to hit. So we're probably going to be firing it on the weapons also. We might hit them in the cloaking, depending on whether or not we can actually hit them at all. All right. Poor aim strikes again. Back to your station's team. Now we're starting to land some hits, which is good because they are about to hit us with the burst laser again. But honestly, they were quite nice and gave us a little bit of extra waiting time to recharge our cloak by cloaking before firing. So let's turn off our auto fires for a minute. We're going to cloak when they pop back in. Lovely. And might as well take advantage of that charge time and hit him with a barrage here again. Did they just destroy their own weapon? I think they did. They must have one of those ghosts that damages the room when the person has health damage. It's hard to draw the line between the original state of disrepair the vessel was in and the destruction you've caused. You add to the damage even further by scrapping it. 3 missiles, drone part, 12 scrap. Pretty bad reward, but we'll take it. We could jump over here into open space, but then we'll lose the more time to take jumps. So I think we're going to mostly stay in the nebula here and then work our way across. It appears a coalition ship is hiding in this nebula beacon. Upon spotting you, they arm their weapons. That's a bunch of weapons, yeah. Alright, let's do nothing. Because they've got ion, basic laser, 2-shot laser, and a bomb of some kind. Well, if we're lucky, they might line some of those attacks up. Surprisingly, they started with a crew not on the weapons. That's weird. Why was he just standing over here? I don't know. That's strange. Either way, though, our weapons are just about charged, which means we know theirs are about to be charged. Let's hit them with one of these. There's 2 shots. I'm going to save and try and dodge these ones, because that can't hurt me right now. And once that's in position, we're going to try and hit them with this flak gun, but it's not going to be easy. We missed them in the shields, too. And unfortunately, that bomb already hit us in the clone bay. So that's a done deal. Let's go ahead and just hold off for a second and cloak this out. We might as well recharge our stuff since we didn't hit them in a meaningful way anyway. That's a better hit, but we missed the weapons completely, didn't we? Sure looks like it. Let's conservative bomb them in the weapons. Anything to try and make sure we can stay ahead in the damage race. And it looks like we will be successfully staying ahead in the damage race now, but man, I would love to get our weapons upgraded because we are struggling to keep up here. Struggling. We've taken surprisingly little damage, to be honest, but we are still not doing a great job of actually beating our opponents in a timely way. Alright, they're down to no weapon health. That's pretty good. Let's move this over here and see if we can actually hit them better. If more of the gun is aiming at the enemy ship. It does shoot really fast, so our NG is already a maximum weapon skill, which is pretty fun. They do not want to take damage, it would seem. But we are chipping them down slow. There's another miss. I think this is another miss. No, that one hit. You can tell it's hard for the Coalition captain to admit, but they've been bested. They offer a surrender, but we deny their requested salvation. We're here to blow up all the enemies. Gotta get that delicious experience. The Coalition vessel is blasted apart from our assault. With the destruction of the ship, the humans can hopefully rest a little easier. 2 fuel, 1 missile, 32 scrap. Alright. This ship's a little slow, but it should be getting faster pretty soon. We need 15 more scrap to get the weapon control all the way up, so we'll see. We'll see. We're almost there. These look like they're mostly empty beacons. They don't have little warning flags on them, but let's jump to them anyway and see if they have something interesting. They probably don't. These nebula beacons have a lot of nothing in them. It's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. One of the ships at the small station is offering an incredible deal. 10 fuel for 1 drone part? Absolutely. Thank you. Wild. Alright. Let's keep jumping. A pirate ship hails you.
We have an offer for you if you're interested in some scrap.
I mean, we aren't trusting these pirates, but we might as well listen to their offer so we can go help the person they want us to kill.
This sector ain't a friendly place. You know why? Slugs. Filthy bastards, good for nothing except making punching bags out of. Interested in killing some for us?
You talk a lot of trash for someone in tentacle slapping distance.
My God, you let one of those filthy creatures live on your ship? You're disgraceful.
Incredible. Alright. I couldn't not pick the option of big talk for someone in slapping range. That's an excellent line. They got a 2-shot charge beam and some kind of rocket. I don't know, this may be a swarm missile? I don't know for sure. I think we're gonna dodge the missile either way, though. And fire here. And cloak. Well, missile's offline, even if the beam is still online, that'll help. The less they can hit us with things, the less we have to worry about it. Unfortunately, the missile's back online. Let's just conservative bomb this once to make sure they really get the message that we do not want them shooting us with anything. Now we should be able to spam them down here with relative ease. Scans show the pirate ship is trying to escape. Destroy it before it can get away. Well, that's no good. Let's just make sure they can't get away. They're still charging. Wow, they had a big helm. I'm a little worried about them being able to flee here. Our accuracy is awful. Can we stop them? I kind of doubt it. Can I ion them in the helm? Ah! Okay, they're about to leave slapping range, which is extremely embarrassing. Let's hit them with a bomb, maybe, before they leave? Oh, we did get an ion in the helm. Excellent. Okay, let's conservative bomb there, then. Put this back on shields. Now they can't escape easily, and we should be able to take them out before they get away. That was so close. I almost didn't believe we were going to be able to stop them. Let's save the conservative bomb in case they repair this, because if the second it comes back online, they're going to be out of here. They offer to give you some goods if you don't destroy their ship. 4 fuel, 2 missiles, and 17 scrap. The fuel's actually a pretty good offer, but we can't show mercy. They insulted our slugly honor. Our rogue can't forgive that. Oh, good. He left the helm. Perfect. That makes sure they can't escape. Pirate instigator down. The pirate ship will no longer torment this sector. You scrap the remains, getting a missile, a drone part, and 31 scrap. That is enough to bring our weapon control up again, so if we choose to and spare a power bar from elsewhere, we can now run all of these weapons. All of these weapons. Both of these weapons, which should potentially be pretty good. We have to charge this thing up. We can't just leave it on auto fire if we're gonna actually try and use it to break shields, but with the halberd there to capitalize on broken shields, we no longer have to rely on the multiplier for damage and can instead just use it to pummel their shield defenses, so should be a little more viable. They are moving pretty fast here, but if we have as much time as it looks like we do, we should be able to jump around and find the exit with still plenty of time to spare, so let's go here first. A smuggler ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it's attempting to avoid your ship, you assume it's trying to hide in the nebula. Well, let's attack them. We power up weapons and move in to engage. Smugglers, pirates, and slavers are all on our hit list. Let's do nothing. They're going to be running away almost certainly. They have a flak and an ion weapon, which isn't great, but we should be able to dodge that without it really being a threat to us. They do have 2 boarders in our helm, though. That's bad for us. One of them is a slug, and one of them is a mantis, and they have an anti-biobomb ability. I don't like that. Let's let you get out of there for a second while reinforcements come to help you out, because we are probably going to need to send everyone on this. Thankfully, they damage rooms really slowly because of our defensive augment there, which is pretty fun. So I can just let them hit this for a second until we need to cloak and then jump someone back in the room, and I think that'll still work. And I don't actually know how scary their weapons are. Let's get in here anyway and cloak out just to take advantage of it. Oh, they still hit us with one of them. I guess this 75% evasion, we don't really get the full benefit, but that's fine. We are about to hit them with a halberd beam if everything goes according to plan. So let's go ahead and multiplier their shields. You love to see it, halberd beam time. So I think we want to fire it through here probably, but hitting 4 rooms instead of 3, like this. Taking the shields down a bar will make it a lot easier to kill them. We could alternatively hit the helm if we think they're going to be running away, but we have the conservative bomb in reserve for that, so it's probably fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit them like this because it'll make it a lot easier to hurt them.
You've clearly bested us. We merely request our lives.
But we don't accept their surrender. This battle can only end with their death. Or ours. I mean, we are still fighting them over here. I really kind of hope they decide to go home soon, because this is going to hurt if they stay on our ship. Please go home. Please? Please? No? Okay. You go stand in here. You two are going to run out of there. Their ship's blowing up, that's fine. They're still gonna have a while before they break through that. The only good pirate's a dead pirate, we made a lot of those. 2 missiles, drone part, 27 scrap. We are going to try, successfully, maybe, but we're gonna try and suffocate them out of here. Turn the oxygen off. Drain the air out of the helm. Hopefully we can do it before they break it. It's gonna be close, I think. It looks like they're gonna break it. Yeah, just too slow. But now we can suffocate them more while they try and get in the next room, and we just leave the suffocation happening, then they shouldn't be able to destroy anything else before they take a noticeable amount of damage and give us a better chance of not dying in the fight, like so! There we go, oxygen turned back on, give it a second to fill up the ship, and we can go repair our helm. Oof. Okay, borders are still a problem. Our weapons are starting to be a little bit more viable, but we do still need crew. Why are we not... Is there an external door open? Why are we not regenerating oxygen? Close those doors. Open these doors. Oxygen should go up, right? Ah, there's a hole in here still. There's a hole in there still. That's why. I forget because I can't see it, but that room has a breach in it. Yes. Okay, oxygen is going up now. Yes, thank you, John. I did thankfully just remember before people started suffocating that there's still a breach in that bottom left room that I haven't bothered to go fix. When you can't see a problem, you know, you just forget about it sometimes. Let's go ahead and buy an extra power bar so we don't have to turn all of our engines off to use both our weapons. And let's let our oxygen regenerate a little bit before we get out of here. Put it up to double speed so we can heal up a little faster here. Do I remember how many FTL runs I've played versus 1? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way that I could remember that. My statistics screen at the end of videos probably has the most accurate stats that I would have access to, but I have no idea how many. So many runs, and a lot of them early on were losses. A lot of them later too were losses, but like a lot of them early on were all losses. Let's go over here and see if it's the back two in the top right corner of the map. A coalition ship exploring this nebula has found you and attacks. Okay, well that's more boarders, which will probably kill someone this time. Can we do anything about that? I don't know if we can. That's gonna probably kill somebody. They've got a rock and a leech. The leech could be a problem if they come into one of our weapons room, for example, and shut off our ability to defend. Let's pop you in the doors real quick. They are already here. They're in weapons! Exactly what I said was going to happen. I was hoping we'd be able to get to the doors and stop them from getting to weapons, because this is realistically the worst room for us to actually fight them off in right now. But guess where we are fighting them off in? It's door number 1. Alright, so we can still cloak out the lasers if they happen to be closely aligned. We have no evasion because our pilot's fighting, but we might be able to dodge them with the cloaking to be good enough. But right now, I am worried about these guys trashing our entire ship because our ship cannot deal with boarders in any capacity. We are getting absolutely smoked. Ooh, boy. Let's conservative bomb them in the shields. Let's swap you and you. Lasers are firing. Did we miss them? No, we got them. Good. Now, I think I'm going to fire across the ship like this. Can I hit both of these rooms from here? I feel like I should be able to hit the weapons, the cloaking, the weapons, the, yeah. The clone bay, the shields, and the weapons with one halberd beam. But first, actually, I think we ion them instead, because that is just better. Our crew is definitely dying here, but we have a clone bay. We just need to turn it on. So we will survive, but that's 2 hits for sure. This is the one we're going to cloak and try and dodge. You are definitely dying, but I'm going to try and make you last as long as we can, because as soon as we start taking weapon damage, this fight is going to be much scarier. We hit them with the ion, which is perfect. I'm hoping that if we can hit them a nasty shot here with the halberd, they might need to go home when the system's working in order to make sure they don't die. Oh, we're so close. I had found the sweet spot, but now I have to find it again. It's like right there? No, not quite. It's a little too far. Come on, sweet spot. We found you before. Give it to us again. So close. Okay, a little pixel or two over, maybe. We are really fighting the game system here to let us do what we need. Come on, I saw it earlier. You can't, there we go. You can't give me a fun beam, then take it away. We're firing the fun beam. Lovely. All right, unfortunately, our crew is dying. I don't think there's any way we can prevent them from dying unless this repairs immediately. So he just activated his Ampere extra power drain. So that's not good for us either. I'm almost tempted to leave the room and see if we can make them go home before they kill anyone. Because if this times out and they leave, then we are okay and everything's fine. And it's going to take them a while to destroy the weapon systems in a meaningful way because the leech is already draining the top bars of it. But it looks like they don't care enough to go home, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to aim this like so and hope that they go home during the beam. If they don't, we can fight them here and take them out before they can kill us forever. Like, we'll be fine. But if we can make them think they have to leave as we're hitting the first 2 rooms, because we're hitting the helm in particular, they might think they have to go back and help fix it. That might be enough to make them leave without doing any damage. It's a gamble. Will it work? The captain of the coalition ship hails you and begrudgingly requests you accept their surrender. I could accept your surrender, it would save our lives. But no, I want to see if we can game the system and make you run away. Will they run away? Refuse to spare them. Yes! Incredible. Alright. We've proven that no one, Rebel or Coalition, can outmatch you. Or at least this ship couldn't. 2 missiles, 1 drone part, 21 scrap, and everyone lived! Incredible. We love to see it. Alright. I think we should probably upgrade our clone bay if we could, but we are a little short, aren't we? We're 1 scrap under being able to make that repair. Okay. In that case, I guess we'll just buy another power bar so we're closer to running all the things we've currently got. Because that and this will let us run everything and still have a decent chance of living. I think we're gonna have to do something I've avoided doing up until now, which is doing our clone bay healing technique. I've been trying to avoid doing it because getting some actual skill on systems would be nice, and every time we die, they lose a little bit of that. But I think it's probably worth it here. We are in an area that seems to have a lot of hostile borders, and taking a little bit of a skill hit in exchange for not having everyone die when we're being boarded and we get blown up because we can't actually manage the ship is probably worth it. So, thankfully, a D&D party is very used to the idea of being resurrected after something goes wrong, so they shouldn't find this too upsetting at all. Right? I'm sure that felt great. They're loving it. Back to stations, friends. Oof. Alright. But we're alive again, so we keep rolling. Where are we wanting to go? None of these are the exits, so the exit's probably somewhere in this bottom corner then. It would be weird if it was over here. So, oops, I think what we're gonna do is we're just going to head over this way, because we've still got like 7 or 8 jumps before they get over here. So if we do like 1, 2, 3, then we kind of have all the time we need to explore that sector. So let's go to the... Well, the northeast actually isn't in the nebula, is it? Neither of these jumps are. So they would actually be at full speed. Okay, we'll go here directly then. We'll see what happens. There may not be sound in space, but the flashing from deep in the nebula suggests a battle is being waged, but you aren't sure by whom. Well, let's investigate. A ghost vessel stands victorious over its rival, a slug ship. They aren't one to pass up another fight, so they immediately lock onto you and attack. Okay, well, let's fight them then. They have a drone, a flak gun, and a heavy laser. That should be fine. Should be fine, anyway. We're definitely gonna be, cloaking now. Wow, a lot of those look like they still hit us. Alright, let's go ahead and multiplier down the shield so that we can halberd them back into the grave. This is a ship full of ghosts. You bet it is. Goodbye, suckers. Oh, they had rock plating, so they lived with 1 health, but unfortunately for them, the multiplier says no. We've defeated the ghost vessel, and we scrapped the remains before contacting their victim, getting 3 fuel, 2 missiles, 28 scrap, not bad.
Stupendous! Our ship may be doomed, but at least I have the satisfaction of witnessing the culprit's death. You have money, yes? Good. Then I shall work for you instead.
FTL doesn't count wins out of runs? Well, it was worth looking at, Eisen. It was worth looking at. I thought there was one, but I guess not. It's just like most beacons jumped, most ships destroyed. That's a good point. All right, well, we have another slug. So they're going to take over shield duty, but we will need to rename them. So, from our fantasy repertoire, I was hoping we'd get someone who'd fit like a fighter, barbarian space there to help round out this party. But you know what? Parties don't need to be balanced. You can deal with whatever you feel like running. So, I think we are going to call this slug an alchemist. I feel like that's fairly appropriate for them. Alchemists and Pathfinder are all about chemicals and bombs and horrible mutagens, and I think our slug here will fit the bill. So, let's keep exploring and see if we can find the exit somewhere in here. As we coast to the nebula, a pirate ship matches your course and closes the distance. Better to pick your battleground, but beggars can't be choosers. Alright, well, let's fight them then. They do look like they have crystal weapons, which is kind of fun, and they've mind-controlled us, which is not. Thankfully, if it's not a really high-level mind control, I don't even think that we're going to be able to damage the system, because we suck at fighting, and our systems take 60% less damage. So, it honestly might just be fine. Like, okay, it might not work out great, but like, it might just be fine. It's looking fine to me. Alright, they're firing away. We're going to fire then too. Because these can hurt us, but I'm going to try and dodge this one instead and hope one of these miss. Yes, it does. Both of them miss. Beautiful. Are the shots actually going to connect? Yes, they are, which means we can start the halberd beam and then dodge them. We could try and fire through the rooms down here, which would probably let us do more damage to more key systems, but this shot from the top, I think, is going to be the most total room damage we can do. If we fire one like this, we can hit 5 rooms, which is pretty good. So we're going to fire that, we're going to hit the cloak. Scans show the pirate ship is trying to escape. Destroy it before it can get away. Well, it's going to have 1 health left in a second.
You've made your point. We're beaten. Take these and leave us to our shame.
No, I don't need missiles. We're tuning them out and finishing this. They did hit us in the oxygen, even though we cloaked. This is what I was talking about with that 95% dodge not being good enough. You get hit surprisingly often. Alright, I'm pretty sure they put a breach in there, so let's go fix that. The destruction you brought upon the pirates has proven effective and their ship explodes. 2 missiles, drone part, 28 scrap. Nope, no breach, just a destroyed oxygen. That's fine. Now that we have more crew, it might actually be worth spending the time to go fix this problem. Opening the internal doors, I don't even think is going to normalize the air in there. It's just going to drain the air out of the ship. Yeah, that's fine. Get out of the suffocation room and you guys will be fine in a jump or two. Okay, 65 scrap. We have a little bit of money to play with here. There's a couple of things that I would probably like to get. One of them being an upgraded clone bay, so we heal a little faster on our jumps, but it's not a huge difference. I don't know if it's actually going to be super worth it. Upgrading our cloak so we can use it longer is also probably going to be a pretty good choice. But let's see what the store has in store. Because there's a shop right here, so if we go 1, 2, 3, we should be able to get a good amount of money before we go there. We can even do an extra jump if one of these is the exit, most likely. So, let's see if they've got anything cool, and if they do, we'll probably buy that, and if they don't, we'll probably buy some survivability upgrades. It's the same event we just had. That's weird. There may not be sound in space, but the flashing shows there's a battle. We search further. The 2 ships seem to have destroyed each other. This is fortunate for you because you have 2 wrecks to salvage. 1 fuel, 1 drone part, 31 scrap. Well, we'll take the free money. We'll take the free money. What's over here? Are they going to give us the same event 3 jumps in a row? No. It's strange how aggressive the dynasty is, especially when the breakaway vagabond ghosts are much more reclusive. Though perhaps that may be why they broke away in the first place. You'll have to think about this later as a Dynasty vessel is inbound. It's a ship full of ghosts, apparently. They have a bunch of drones, 2 kinds of beam? This is definitely a beam. This one might not be. But it might also be a radiation beam. They've got a pinpoint laser, maybe? I don't know what those really short, stubby lasers are. I think they're the ones that get longer as they fire more? I don't remember. And a heavy laser. We should be able to take these guys, though. In the time that they're actually able to hit us, we should be able to smack them around pretty good. So I think I am going to cloak out early here, just so we can hopefully take this weapon out before it has the time to really charge up. So let's cloak now. Just to slow down their charge time. With that extra delay, the halberd beam's ready, so we're going to fire the multiplier at the body of their ship, so we're more likely to hit at least 2 of our shots. And we're going to halberd the heck out of them. Yeah, the Suyari, there's a couple different kinds of beam that seem to do that basic plan, though they get either faster or add damage like the Suyari does. I don't remember which one it is. Let's go ahead and fire here, though, for now. That's good enough for me. It won't quite kill them, but I don't think we can hit 5 rooms with this exact layout. But they're going to be dead in 1 shot anyway. Pop. No more Spectral Scout. If every Federation ship removed Dynasty vessels with the same level of efficiency as you, it'd be no wonder they hate you all. However, from your experience, it doesn't seem there are many competent captains out there to explain the phenomenon. Harsh. 1 fuel, 1 missile, 24 scrap. And that's not a huge reward, but we'll take it. Exit beacon there. So we can go 1, 2, and then out. That would be the most money we can take to the store in case they have anything fun. Really, what I need is boarding crew. And we do have the 2 jumps to be able to go here, there, and back. So let's do that and see what we can get. An Orchid ship resides here.
Renegade, we need you to help us out. One of our people went missing in this nebula. We Orchids don't like nebulae very much, so that's why we're taking a break out here. Sure, some of us are willing to put in the work to explore them, but we need to photosynthesize, and nebulas tend to get in the way. Anyway, you'll be able to search it much faster than we can. Think you'll help us out?
Well, sure. We'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Here's the data you'll need on the missing person. Once you zero in on the target, we'll meet you there.
Got a quest marker in the next sector, 3 fuel, 15 scrap. Alright, we'll take it. Let's jump back to the store and see what they're selling. It seems the store beacon is broadcasting from within a nebula. Inside, we found there's only 1 other ship at this beacon, showing minor damage. They explained they had a run-in with pirates and are now selling off their equipment to fund repairs. See what they're selling or murder them? Nope, see what they're selling, thank you. We could do something on board the ship, but we have already spent our salvage mission, so just doing repairs is probably not that exciting. We're gonna do nothing. What have they got? They have a conservative ion. No, thank you. They have a Dirk pinpoint laser. Nope. They have an ion bomb. Maybe. But I don't think I want that. Maybe. If we're gonna buy one of these things, it might be that. They have a Phantom, a Zoltan, and a Shell. Not quite what I was hoping for crew-wise. They have a medbay option and a crew teleporter. They have an engine disabler, which is a active use module, so that's... not sure if I want that. The recycler module to turn things into missiles, I definitely don't want that. So, this is kind of a bust. Like, I could buy another crew, but these guys don't really fill the niche that I needed filled. The Phantom aren't really what we want. They're good at sabotage, but they're not actually good at fighting borders because they have less health. So they're kind of the opposite of what we need. Zoltan for the extra energy could be good. And a Shell is interesting because they take a little bit less damage and they can blow up enemies. But I don't think that really serves the purpose that I wanted. It's not bad. I don't know if it's great. If we don't buy one of these guys, what else are we going to spend our money on? We have a couple of options. One of them is getting our level 3 shields. The other one is bumping up our weapon control to get all of these weapons back online. One of them is bumping up cloaking and clone bay and putting a couple of like quality of life upgrades in. That might not be bad. There's also the internal upgrades that we could be going for here. because things like increasing our weapon firing speed is always powerful. Especially if we have a longer weapon where we get more benefit out of reducing the charge time, right? Because every 10% off this is a whole second. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the most valuable for us here. I think if anything here, we might just buy the Zoltan, because getting an extra power bar for free on a crew member is pretty sick. But, yeah, I guess. We'll buy one crew, because crew is still honestly the thing we need the most. We'll buy Declan the Zoltan. And they can join us in the shields, I guess. Adnan might not be bad, just because they can blow people up if we're dealing with borders, but they do system damage too. So if they're on our ship, that's not really something we want to be using if they're in a room they want to be fighting in. So Declan, you're going to come on board, and we're going to spend the rest of our money on fun toys. You can come in here. Alchemist has no shield experience anyway, and they're going to go sit on doors for now, I guess. And that's probably good, but we need to rename you, so we shall. I feel like our Zoltan here is a prime choice for a sorcerer. Their bloodline magic is literally powering our ship, so that seems like a good deal to me. And since we have an extra power bar to spend, I am going to put it in weapons so that we can turn the ion on as well. And that seems like it should be a pretty good combo for us. Because now we can ion them first, hit them with the multiplier to take down the remaining bubbles, and then halberd them for damage. We have the conservative bomb if we need to pick something else off at the same time. Jump to the exit beacon is probably going to have nothing at it, but let's check out what they have just in case. We discovered the exit beacon out of the sector. Yeah, let's explore then. The slug ship that descends into view as you enter the ion store must have sensed your distress. Defensive action. Cool. We jumped into an ion storm out of... Why did we do that? We were at the exit beacon and decided, actually, I would like to be dead. Thanks. So we can turn up 2 shield bubbles to protect us from this, but then we're gonna get hit over here. They only have 1 shield bubble themselves. So maybe we can get away with this. I think right now their only active weapon is this one, or maybe none of them. It does look like neither of these weapons are charging. So if we can charge up the halberd beam, we can vaporize these guys before they know what's happening. I thought I'd need to use 2 shield bars, which is why I turned them both on, but this is a... Oh, I don't know if that gun's still charging or not. Either way, we're gonna blow these guys up because there's no way they survive this. We can hit them in... Oh, only at 4 rooms from here, I guess? Yeah. Well, 4 rooms is still 4 good rooms. Let's take out their various systems. They brought some stuff online, and then it immediately went back offline. They do have lasers coming our way now, because they managed to turn this on and fire it, so it seems like it was actually charging the whole time. But the multiplier should take them down before they can do anything actually meaningful to us. The slugs surrender, but we show them no mercy. You made us jump into an ion storm when we were sitting in a nice healthy place, so you can explode, thank you. Slug ship is no more. We get a missile, a drone part, and 23 scrap, and we need to manipulate power back around so that we can breathe and leave. 2 things that are surprisingly valuable. Alright, let's jump out of here. We have the Theocracy Precinct and the Duskbringer Precinct. 2 precincts? Why do we have to go to the police station? I don't think we've ever gone to a Duskbringer location, so I think we're probably gonna go there. I believe this is like the Rebel Zoltan faction, and that could be fun. We have an ion weapon, we have the flak to bump down Zoltan shields. I think this is probably a perfectly reasonable choice for us, and I don't think we've ever been there, so let's go see what the Duskbringers are all about. We've entered hyperspeed, around to swirl distant stars and planets. We have no choices, so we go to the Dustbringer sector. The Dustbringers are much more aggressive than the Zoltan Ministry, and their sectors are a testament to it. Even worse, the Dustbringers and Rebels used to work in junction and only recently split as the local and interdimensional forces feud over whether to maintain their alliance. It's unlikely we'll see many friendly faces here. Well, that's fine, we'll deal with it. We exit hyperspeed. The Dustbringers have grown tired of the peaceful manner of their leaders and have adopted a new tactic. All who oppose their ways of life are to be slaughtered. On this list includes the Federation as a whole, so you doubt you'll see many friendly faces here. Interesting. The guard hails you.
Federation? You are the enemy to a glorious, peaceful future. Your presence here will not be tolerated.
So we can try and persuade them to let us go, we can try and cloak and leave, or try and escape, but I kinda just want to fight them. So we're just gonna fight them? This might not work because we don't have a Dustbringer. They'd probably be like, absolutely not, we're gonna fight you anyway. But I'm just gonna try and fight them directly. We rest the defensive positions as the guard approaches menacingly. But first of all, we have to turn our systems back on because everything is still broken. There we go. They are boarding us already. That's a little worrying. They have Duskbringer devotees. I don't think I've ever seen that. Oh no, we have! These are the guys who put a timer on themselves. They just have a suicide button. Man, the suicide button is extra rough when your ship doesn't even have a medbay. Harsh. They're teleporting around their own ship currently, so we have a chance here to cloak out while we try and harass them, but because I'm probably gonna have to... They're so confusing with the way they warp around. Because we are probably gonna have to spam down their defenses in the first place, it's gonna take us a minute to actually be able to fight them, so we don't want to be cloaking early. We'll save the cloak for dodging their Burst Laser 3. That thing looks mean. Alright, looks like that should take out the Zoltan shield the rest of the way. Nice, let's charge up the multiplier for a couple of seconds here. They're hitting us in the engines, but honestly, I don't really mind that right now. They can't do any meaningful damage there, I don't think. However long the cloak, the mind control lasts will determine how much of a problem it is, but I think it probably will not be much of an issue here. Once this ion hits, we're gonna go. There's the big shots we have to dodge, so we will do so momentarily. There's the first hit on us, we need to dodge now. Let's get you crew in here to help. Our flak should be hitting there, and time to halberd them. So, we can hit a pretty good spread of rooms here, but I don't know if we can get more than 4. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get bigger than that, so that's fine. Let's just halberd here through these 4 rooms. They're probably the most relevant ones we could hit anyway, and we'll kill them after that. We catch chatter on the other ship mentioning something about a signal requesting ASB backup. Looks like we may have another hazard to worry about. Well, we might, but we'll see if they get the chance to use it, because they are going to be taking some damage here, I suspect. They did teleport home, but I think someone just exploded. So, sucks to suck. Let's get our crew back to their stations. That's not right. You're supposed to go here. And now we save our new stations. And they're dead. Good try, Duskbringers. We've defeated the Dustbringer Guard. Whatever might have been their cargo has been destroyed, but we can salvage 1 fuel, 1 missile, and 35 scrap. By killing the Duskbringer Guard, you've no doubt caused them to dispatch reinforcements to track you down. But I got an achievement there that I don't know what it is. Maybe like 10,000 total scrap earned? It's like greed is something. Let's do something on board the ship here. We'll run our salvage mission, because we can. Find a little bit of salvage. Missile, drum part, 19 scrap. We'll take that. What am I spending our money on now? I think we're saving up for the shields next. We have a pretty hefty weapon system. More cloaking would be nice too. The doors would help with borders. There are a bunch of things I'd like, but more shields will help us stay alive. So let's jump again and see what's what. There's our quest beacon. And we have a pretty long sector here, so I think we're probably just gonna work our way through it. Distress beacon it is. Though Elestrian monasteries are usually constructed on the surface of planets, some, like the one at this beacon broadcasting the distress signal, are built on large space stations. Unfortunately, this makes them prime targets for hostiles. A pirate group has taken the monastery hostage, and a Dustbringer squadron is attempting to negotiate their release. Help the pirates keep control of the station and fight back the Dustbringers, or help the Dustbringers retake the monastery from the pirates. I honestly don't know if we can do this. We don't have a way to kill crew. So if this is you have to kill them individually in order to get them out, are we just going to conservative bomb them 100 times? Maybe. Let's try. Let's help the Dustbringers retake the monastery from the pirates and see what they got. We swoop into the scene, weapons blasting at the nearest pirate ship. The Dustbringers are confused, but realize there's no option but to fight, and soon both sides are engulfed in combat. Okay, we're just fighting a pirate ship. I thought we were gonna have to actually, like, fight them off of a station. But no, nothing quite so, specific. They've boarded us in the engines. That's fine, honestly. I think that's cool. We're okay with this. We don't mind losing 1 bar here in order to keep them out of systems that we actually do want powered. This beam seems like it's not a big deal. This beam seems like it's not a big deal either, so they should be not that bad. 3 shields could be a problem, though. We might need to spend a bomb on that, just making sure they don't get to hit us for free. We are taking damage, though. This is turning into a bit of a nasty fight. I guess I'm going to bring in our reinforcements. Let's get out of here for a second and let them switch places. No, you two go here and here and, excuse me, here. And then you guys come in there. There we go. All right. So, simple ion, ready to go. Fire that at the shields. They decided to go home, which is good. Thank you. Go back to your stations, friends. That's a hit. Let's hit them in the shields again. And now we are going to cloak, so that doesn't have a chance at actually hitting us with anything. And we halberd them directly. So let's hit them across these 4 rooms. I don't quite want to hit these. I kind of want to hit these 4, but I don't know if I can do that with the halberd, just with the way it's shaped. It's hard to bend something that's a straight line around a corner. And if we're too close to the edge of the pixel, then it doesn't even count as hitting this room in the first place. That'll do. That's what we want. They did get the shields back on time, but we still managed to take them down a bar, so I think we'll be okay here. Although, if they're cloaking, they're probably going to be able to rebuild them before we can hit them again. So maybe not. We'll see. I got to turn off the auto fire here. Let's go ahead and conservative bomb the shields, because the weapons honestly don't matter. But if we can keep the shields vulnerable, then they'll be dead on the next shot. So, here we go. This is a dead ship full of slugs. Pirates in this case. We've successfully killed the pirate ship, and it appears the other Dustbringers have done the same with their opponents. Doesn't take long until the Dustbringers overtake the pirates, and the remaining ships from the clan flee. Fuel, missile, 32 scrap. When we contact the squadron, when no Dustbringers attempt to hail you, you reach out to their leader.
Yes, you've made quite the show of dominance, and I don't suppose it was out of kindness. What do you want?
Give the rebels fake information on our location. We want military supplies. Give them fake information on our location. We got a lot of jumps we could do here. That could be pretty good.
I'm going to be martyred because of this.
Though he's clearly unhappy with your request, the Dustbringer accepts. You can only hope he will really give lies and not just rat you out. Fleet delayed by 1 jump. Seems like he did. We are taking damage, but we're still alive. There's a quest beacon over there. I think what we're going to do now... We're a little short of the shields. I'm going to take the cheap bar because it's cheap, and then we're going to keep jumping. If we have an extra jump, it might be worth hopping over here before we go to the quest beacon. I don't know what this is going to be. It's something about protecting one of the plants. But we should have a lot of space to run around in, so let's go see what this is first. You receive a hail from a young Dustbringer soldier. At first you assume he has some sort of threat for you, but he instead seems amazed by meeting a multiverse traveler in person.
Whoa! You're one of those special timey-wimey ships!
Yeah?
Wow! Oh! Have you ever been to Earth? There was this guy. Oh, here's a picture.
He holds up a small black and white photograph of a man saluting to a crowd of people.
He's like a hero of mine. I don't know how to say his name in human language, but he was like a famous leader and he almost conquered the world or something. Have you ever met him?
Cool. It's Hitler, isn't it? Yeah. Our human crew knows who it is. Human coughs and briefly explains that the man in the photo was no hero, and most of the people of Old Earth resented him for years after he died.
Oh, I assumed he must have been a famous human warrior. I guess in a sense I was right, but not like that. You know so much more than I do. Oh, Command will be so mad at me, but I can't pass up this opportunity.
And Jorlak comes to join our crew. What are you, Jorlak? You're a Duskbringer devotee, yeah. I don't know if I like that. You're gonna blow up our ship. You can teleport around, which is cool, but you actually lose your energy generation ability. It's cool, though, that they don't actually walk. They just teleport directly to the place you move them to. Oh, no, he does still provide power. Okay, good. Okay, I was a little worried there for a second that we might not be getting the full Zoltan experience here. But if they can teleport, what kind of... We've already got a wizard and a sorcerer in our crew here. What are we gonna call you? You explode, which could make you an alchemist, but I've already got one of those. We need some, like, fighty crew members here, or we're gonna be running out of relevant classes that I can give our party members. I'm gonna call him... It's not entirely accurate since he's teleporting, but I'm gonna call him a monk. Since he moves around so fast, it's we'll just say that he's not teleporting, he's just really fast. Wild Mage is a wizard though, Hemlock. I'm trying not to repeat my classes. I've already got a wizard. They're our human engineer over here. Not a bad call, because it is about unexpected things happen, right? Not entirely random, but definitely unpredictable. Okay, let's jump to the quest beacon, I suppose. Then we'll work our way up here. We still have 12 jumps to go, so it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, even more than I thought. But yeah, we have a good number of jumps before we have to get over there, so we can take our time. But let's check out the quest beacon and see what they want. Your ship tells you found the location of the missing person. A lone orchid hails you.
Damn it, I've been found! Leave me alone!
As he screams at you, a Federation autoship attacks you as if to keep you away. I know, it's funny I made the Zoltan a monk. They're not the monk class of Zoltan. They're related. The Lustrian temples, I believe, are from this area. But that's the other funny part, I think, about making them a monk. Alright, well, this Federation auto scout seems like they shouldn't be too hard for us to absolutely obliterate. That's a scary looking gun, though. We know this beam, that's a classic, puts holes in things, but I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is, and I don't love the look of it. I think we're probably just going to start blasting. Because, like, why not? If we can hit them in meaningful places, like if any of those weapon shots actually hit, they would be not a problem, but they're not going to be a problem anyway, because the halberd beam says no. The wayward auto is destroyed. You harvest the scrap before confronting the person who likely sent it at you, getting 2 missiles, drone part, 35 scrap, and the slice and dice achievement, which I think is for hitting all the rooms in the ship with a beam? Definitely easy on that little ship, though.
You can't make me go back! They'll never accept me once they find out the truth.
The orchid sighs.
I tried a human salad, and it was good. Carrots, lettuce, tomatoes, they're tasty, and so I kept eating them. And then I got to wondering how the plants on Budlaket tasted.
The orchid shivers.
They'll find out what I've done. I can't go back.
Do we turn them in, or do we offer them sanctuary? They are a cannibal, so I don't love that. I like more crew, but again, this is not the kind of crew we need. We need anti-boarding crew, and we are not getting people who are good at fighting. I think we're going to turn the Orchid in and see if they'll give us a better reward. Because this one doesn't feel like it's doing what we need, and I am a little less cool with bringing a cannibal on board. We turn the Orchid in. We hold the Orchid until the ship comes back. As the other Orchid ship comes in, they notice the destroyed auto ship.
What happened here? Clearly, we'll have to look into this further. Thank you for helping us find the missing person. Here's the other half of your reward. 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and 18 scrap. Oh, that's a good point, Ginger. I always forget that the Orchids give you buffs. It's fine. Whatever. Whatever. That reward's pretty underwhelming, so keeping the person definitely was the better choice there, rewards-wise, too. But it is too late. We already turned them in. Let's bump up our shields here, then, so we can actually use that second bar, third bar, like so. And keep rolling. We have a store over there, but I just spent all my money, so let's skip the store and see what else we can find. Because I don't think I actually have anything in the hold, do I? No. Gotta remember to check the map before I spend all my cash. Yeah, vampire orchids don't really get fighting boosts. They just reduce the people they're fighting's max health, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I still don't know if that's the crew we need. It might have been... It was definitely the right choice still, because the other rewards sucked. But, still, not what I'm talking about. Better. I was hoping for something better. Hey, USB. It's unusual to see non-military rebel vessels outside of safe zones, but an auto escort is leading the way for a party of rebel architects who seem to be preparing something at the nearby system. Well, we're here to fight the rebels, so we're gonna fight the rebels. It's not nice, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's attack their escorts, and we hailed them first. We hailed them last time, and they wanted help building like a refuge, I'm pretty sure. I kind of want to just fight them and see what happens then, but I don't actually remember if this is the one I'm thinking of. So let's hail them and find out. The rebels seem fairly annoyed at your pestering. We're busy, idiot! Trying to build a new residential zone somewhere nearby? Don't you have orphans to murder somewhere?
Isn't the sector controlled by Duskbringers, though?
Well, yeah, right now it is. But Universe 1 will plow through them soon enough. We were sent ahead of time to prepare for the inevitable surge in population once we wrench this place out of the hands of those hard light freaks. Ex-war zones are all the rage nowadays.
So last time we used the long-range scanners to recommend them a good spot. We can trick them into heading straight into the Dusk Fleet, because we have Duskbringers. Why would we want them to do this? We also have engineer crew, so we can try to convince them we've also been sent by the rebels. I assume this will get them killed, probably for no benefit, but it's very apropos. This one is probably going to get them to give us a small reward, similar to recommend them a good spot. I'm going to try this one because it's the funniest. We're going to trick them into heading straight into the Dusk Fleet. 2 jumps of fleet delay is pretty sick. With some smooth talking, and failing to mention the source of the information, we convinced the rebels to head in the direction of a supposed Duskbringer outpost. That should delay the rebels for a bit. I kind of wasn't expecting that to delay their fleet, because, like, the people we delayed aren't the fleet. So that was weird, but okay, I'll take it. We're gonna do a little loop around here and then scoot up into the top part of the map, I think. 2 bonus jumps is a lot. A group of pirates has taken refuge from the seemingly endless Duskbringer patrols in the contact of in the shadow of a small moon. We doubt they can see us, but we contact them anyway. The rest of the pirates flee, scattering away in different directions as soon as they spot you, but one particularly irate pirate hails you.
A Fed? You get lost. It's hard enough surviving out here with them explosive Nazi freaks. I don't need to deal with you here too.
Don't embarrass our monk. He just learned what Nazis are. Alright, we do nothing. We're gonna fight these guys. They have a big boarding teleporter, but I think they're not going to be doing this here. Yeah, it's a good point, Hemlock. We started a war between the rebels and the Duskbringers briefly, because they think the rebels were attacked by the Duskbringers, or vice versa. Where is this hacking going? The heavy laser and the bomb probably aren't too dangerous. They have a Clansman slug and a shell, which might be a bit of a problem depending on where they land. Do we cloak out here? They're hitting our shields. I don't really love that, but we're not going to be able to burst them down with 3 shield bars. So I guess we're just going to tank this and figure it out as we go. Where do they teleport? They teleport into the engines. We might just suffocate them out of this room. Because I don't really want to get hit here, and we can force them to take a bunch of damage. They've also just dropped a boarding drone into our weapons, though, which is much more immediate of a problem for us. Let's get them in here. Okay, let's go ahead and ion them in the shields. The halberd's not really ready yet, and it's been significantly slowed down because of this border. That is a problem, and we can't really... I mean, our Dustbringer can teleport out, but I don't know if fighting here is really going to help us very much. We kind of need to take the system out so that we can go through here less trouble. Yeah, let's not fire the ion yet, actually. I think I'm going to need to hold that so that I can properly hit them in a minute. This should still be vented before they get a chance to do anything to us, and the more rooms we can vent them in, the better. They have fired their bomb, so I'm going to go ahead and cloak now. We are going to keep suffocating, which is a bit of a problem, but maybe we can deal with it. Let's go ahead and hit the ion here. We're gonna conservative bomb something. I should have conservative bombed the shields before I ion. That was an order of operations error for sure. They've busted through here now. I think our NG is gonna have to get out of the room before they die, which is not great. The boarders are still heading there, but they're going to start suffocating pretty fast now. Let's turn the oxygen off just to help them suffocate faster, because I don't really want to try and fight them and this guy and have no air in our ship. Let's go ahead and... We missed our ion, didn't we? Yep. Let's go ahead and fire the multiplier. No, let's conservative bomb the shields first. They went home. Excellent. That's what we hoped for. Turn the oxygen back on. Don't know where our bomb went, but it doesn't look like it hit. Oh, no, it did. It's just really small. Perfect. Okay, we're going to fire the multiplier now, so we can hopefully get a shot in here so that we can hit them in the weapons, empty room, drone control. And kill their shell just for the fun of it. They're going to be reboarding us in a second with another slug and a different rockman. Don't love that for us. The guy I blew up is going to come back in a second, but they're going to be dead before they get the chance to board us a third time, so it'll work out. But this isn't great still. Thankfully, this guy is now disabled. We like that. And if we can hit them a couple of times here, we might be able to do damage before they... Yeah, they change their mind and stop trying to board us. Although maybe they're still going to try and send someone. Yeah, looks like they're trying to send someone. We're going to have one floral to deal with. A little harder to suffocate than the rest of the options, but... oh, hello! That's really mean of you! You teleport on the one person who's got no health left. Come on. Play fair, bud. Alright, we've hit the shields there again. They're gonna chip slowly away at our cloaking until we can remove the hacking and go deal with them, but they're dead here. We get a frantic message.
Take everything we have, just don't kill us!
No, I'm blowing you up, I'm afraid. Nice try. The pirate ship will no longer torment this sector. 1 missile, 1 drone part, 36 scrap, not bad. That guy blows up automatically. Now we have to deal with the plant. So let's get the team in there and deal with the plant. Send the whole team in, he'll be dead in no time. Excellent. Now, unfortunately, there is a big hole in our weapons system. That's not ideal. Do any of you take reduced suffocation damage? I don't remember if either of these guys do. No, they suffocate just like anyone else. The NG's a little slower, but they're the one that's actually the most damaged, so that's not a great choice. I think we might want to invest in an oxygen upgrade, because we've had a lot of problems with breaches in this run, so 25 scrap to not have to worry about that so much anymore will probably be pretty nice. Not quite what I had in mind for spending our money right now, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I think it will help us overall in the run. So let's open our internal doors now, and we should get air back in there pretty quick, so we can send the team in and fix it. Fantastic. Alright, team, back to your stations. And looking good. So, let's keep jumping. There's a store over there. We have a couple of chances to get more money before we go there, or maybe get some things to sell. Let's see what we can find.
Damn it, Federation 2! Why can't we just catch a break?
The pirates at this beacon don't seem pleased at your presence. Let's prepare for battle. They don't have boarding, thankfully, so it should be a little bit easier for us to fight. They do have a pretty big-looking beam, but otherwise they seem kind of underwhelming. They must be really high evasion or something, because, like, these guys kind of look like they suck. The pinpoint beam may be able to get through, but I think 3 shields will stop it, so I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and take them out. Now, I don't know what rooms I necessarily want to hit, because probably we're just going to go for hitting 4 things, and this is the most important 4 things we could choose to hit. The pirate ship is trying to run away, but it's going to have a hard time doing that because all of its systems are broken and its crew are panicking. They've got 2 health left, 1 more of these multiplier shots and they're toast. They offer us a little bit of reward, but we don't accept it. We'll take the probably slightly worse reward by blowing them up. There we go. Destruction brought upon the pirates is proven effective and their ship explodes. We scrap, getting 2 missiles, a drone part, and 24 scrap. We'd love to see it, and that gives us a little bit of money to play with. A little short of getting the cloaking upgrade, which is what I was kind of thinking of getting. I'm also tempted here to buy the weapon reloader upgrade, because being able to shoot the halberd beam another second or 2 faster would be pretty good. Would be pretty good. You know what? We're going to get the Clone Bay upgrade because I'm tired of having no health all the time, and this will help us regenerate a little faster without having to murder our own people. I was saving for the store, but I don't actually think there's going to be anything there I would be able to afford, so it'll be fine. Dustbringer ship is approaching at high speeds. Arm weapons. Are they going to be boarding us? It looks like they want to. Let's do nothing and fight these guys. Yeah, they're boarding us. Alright, we have 2 Duskbringers coming in hot. That should be fine. Oh yeah. What am I thinking? You can't suffocate Duskbringers. They'll just teleport into the room they want to be in. I didn't even think about that. Now the problem is these guys blow themselves up. So if I bring people over there to fight them, are they gonna just blow people up? I don't know. We'll fight them here for a minute and see what they do. We'll just have to keep an eye on them, because if a timer starts happening, we're going to have to get out of there in a hurry. So, let's start spamming, I think. We just need to take down the Zoltan shield, so the most important thing is just going to be hitting them wherever they are. And auto-fire this at the shields. They do have some pretty nasty combo here of ion and energy and fire weapons, so we don't really want to get hit by that. The health is getting low, so if they're about to blow up, it's going to be now. It's happening. Get out of the room. Alright. And I should be halberding them right now, but I can't because it was bad timing. Now we can hit them, though, for a lot of damage right here. That'll bring them down to 3 health. Dustbringers are no cowards, but sometimes running away suits them. The ship is trying to do just that. Unfortunately for them, we did just vaporize all their systems, so I think they're probably going to not try and run away. And unfortunately for them, their crew exploded and didn't accomplish anything, so they're going to be only on 2 people to try and repair the damage here for a bit. And they're dead, so good luck repairing from that one. We wonder what the Federation would think of us killing Dustbringers. We bet they'd be pleased. We get a fuel, a missile, and a 24 scrap, and we have a oddly violent view of the Federation. We're the horrible murderers here. I don't know if we would normally say that about them. Okay, our crew is pretty damaged. We are going to be jumping into a store no matter what, so let's see what they have to sell. We can't buy anything really, but they might have something interesting. We'll see. A seemingly ordinary ministry marketplace is broadcasting a looping store message. Upon approach, it seems to be a mixture of bored and nervous, but as far as you can tell, any ships are welcome to dock. I guess the store message is bored and nervous? Is it worth it, considering how deep into Dustbringer space you are? I mean, no, I think it's a bad idea, so let's avoid the store. It's not worth the risk docking. You pull away from the station just in case there's some kind of trap. We're not going to get anything out of it anyway, so we might as well not try and save ourselves the boarders. Because if we get boarded with a bunch of people in that station, they're going to kill us, because we really can't fight those guys. Now, what do we have over here? Planetside anti-ship batteries. That's kind of a pain. I wanted to go around here because we still have 8 jumps to go, but I guess I can go like 1, 2, 3, 4... Well, no, back here is not good. Yeah, it's an awkward array. I really want to go over here so we can hit like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of situation. I guess we will. We'll just go to the anti-ship battery and hope it doesn't kill us. We're killing people pretty fast now, so it'll probably be fine.
Renegade, you are not welcome here! Long has the Federation interfered with the rightful destiny of Zoltankind, and soon your days will be numbered. You've killed our kin aboard the guard ship, and now we'll return the favor.
Oh, hey, fun. It's a mission that references the fact that we blew up the guards at the start. That's cool. They are boarding us again, aren't they? Yeah, only 1 boarder this time, though, which is kind of nice for a change. So that's fine. We'll let them do that. I'm just going to suffocate him for a second because it's funny. Got a couple seconds cooldown before he can teleport again, and he will teleport again, but we can make it a little bit less pleasant for him on the way. Let's get you 2 in here, I guess. I don't really want to be moving our monk all the time, because if I do, then they're not powering our shields anymore, which is kind of a noticeable loss. Let's stop auto-firing the multiplier here for a second while we take this guy out. Does he still explode? On death? I don't remember if he does. He does, that's what I assumed, because it's a Zoltan trait that he would have inherited. Alright, they didn't get a lot of shots off, but thankfully none of them actually hit. Let's fire at their weapons, I guess. There's not really a great spot to fire this gun here, but we can shoot them somewhere we're likely to hit them, and that'll be good enough for me. Now we can halberd them into the ground. Can I hit 5 spots from here? I think I can right here. No, it's only 4. Come on, there's definitely a spot here that hits 5, right? Maybe not. I kind of assumed there would be, but... Ah, there we go. 5, they're dead. Good try. ASB target locked. Cloaking it is. We gather the remains of the reinforcements, though we can't stay long because of the ASB. 2 fuel, drone part, 29 scrap. We keep going. There's the miss. Nice try, suckers. All right, let's keep jumping. 2 ships inhabit this beacon, a Dustbringer and a pirate. You notice something isn't right. The 2 aren't attacking. You then realize the Dustbringer ship's empty and the original crew's aboard the pirate ship. You catch the chatter on the comms.
Damn it, Federation ship! No time to get back. We'll have to fight them from in here.
Oh, they took over the pirate ship and now they're fighting us in that one. That's kind of a fun event. They've got, again, a hull breach beam, an energy weapon, and a little flak, it looks like, which I think is really probably nothing to be afraid of. So let's fire away and burn down their defenses. We can actually use our monk's explosive ability to fight off borders if it comes to it. I don't know if that's going to be an excellent strategy for us, but we could do it. They're shooting really fast. It seems like. Ow! Ooh, that's a lot of breaches. Good thing we got breach protection recently. Let's go ahead and fire on these guys so they can't do that again. Thank you very much. All right, halberd beam, your turn. What are we gonna hit? I think 4 is probably gonna be our best target on this ship. It's just not quite big enough to hit more, and these are perfectly good targets. Actually, hitting the helm is probably better because we can reduce their evasion to 0, and then we can pummel them more easily. So let's do that on this side. And they're gone. The unprepared Dustbringers are dead, just like the original pirate crew. We scrapped both ships, getting a missile, drone part, and 36 scrap. We do have a lot of holes on the ship, though. If we power up the oxygen all the way, and then open the doors, can we deal with 3 hull breaches worth of hole? No, that's too much. Too much breach. That's fine. We can go deal with this one first. It should be easy enough to get repaired. Because we are still actually gaining oxygen with just the one open gap. Now, if it only is 1 room's worth of hole, does that keep up with our oxygen level too? If we open these doors internally again, we are still losing oxygen pretty fast. Will this room balance out? No, it's just gonna keep draining. That's fine. We can send our NG in there. He can handle it. I think we'll take some health tax from our wizard also. Wizard and cleric, get in there and fix those breaches. And then the clone bay will heal you back up. Perfect. Back to stations team. We're looking good. Close the doors. 101 scrap in the bank. Where do we want to spend that on? Probably the weapon upgrades and the cloaking upgrade that I've been putting off for a while. And maybe doors. There's a couple of nice things still, actually. Okay, let's invest in faster weapons first, because I think that's going to have the most immediate impact on our ability to take less damage in the long run. So let's install the internal upgrade for weapons that gives us more refire rate. We don't need those missiles anyway. That's 10% more firing speed. That brings us down to 11.6 seconds, and if we do it again, that should bring us down to 10 point something. Performance upgrade 2. 10.7, nice. All right, so significantly faster reload speed now should help with all of our equipment. It should make our ions more powerful too, because they might actually be able to chain at only 6 seconds charge time. And the multiplier is already silly at 1.3 seconds charge time, so that looks like it's gonna work for me. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Let's keep jumping. Looks like a rebel ship is here waiting for you. You can't quite make out what the ship is, though, at first. Leah appears on the screen, eyes bulging out of their sockets.
Ah! This was a mistake. I went through the swarm lands and found a bunch of Lanius. I thought I might be able to help them, get them to help me. Next thing I knew, they dismantled my O2 system and took control of the ship. Do me a favor and kill them, then kill yourself next, biatch.
What? Here we go again. The asphyxiation master? Well, that's a new one. All right, do nothing. We're gonna fight the asphyxiation master. I don't know what this is. This looks like a Leah who's suffocating because her ship doesn't have an O2 system anymore. She says she's a low-level threat still. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's just another breaching beam? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Alright, weapons are ready to go here. Is this enough to chain the ion? No, not quite. Okay, that's unfortunate. We need a little bit faster, so we're probably not going to be able to do it with a simple ion, even at full weapon skill and speed. But that's fine, these guys can't hurt us anyway. So let's blow them up for having the audacity to try. And Halberd beam is ready again, so this is a dead Leah the Beam asphyxiation. Sorry, Master.
Is this what dying feels like? I can see the light.
Leah falls to the ground, but opens her eyes again a few moments later.
Oh, I'm not dead. All right then.
Leah warps away. 2 missiles, drone part, 25 scrap. You had a crush on Leah while you were reading when you first played. She has so much tenacity. Yeah, she's the most tenacious of any of the enemies you fight here so far. Even though her plan is almost always terrible, she sticks to it. We have nothing interesting to spend yet, so let's just keep jumping. The Dustbringers are surprisingly even more cautious of protecting their borders than the Zoltan. A station built here to ward off ships like yours spots you and a fight's inevitable. So we got a station, they can't dodge, but they do have a big teleporter. We're gonna have a lot of exploding Dustbringers on our ship in a second. That's gonna be a pain. There's already one that boarded, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna immediately start suffocating him because he can't leave again right away. There we go. And we are gonna have to run out of there, so I guess we'll send the team to come support this fight, but we just need to remember we have to be able to dodge as soon as they start blinking red. Let's start spamming our weapons at them to get the Zoltan shield down. This guy's blowing up. Everyone gets out of the room. They're firing a rocket at us already. We don't love that. So let's go ahead and cloak now. That guy blows up. We send people back to stations. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take them down. Simple Ion. They're going to be boarding us with 2 more guys right now, which we knew was going to happen, unfortunately. But in the plus side, they're about to have no systems left. And we are going to do so like this. Take some damage, why don't you? They can't dodge, so they're going to take a lot of damage in a hurry soon. They've teleported into a different room. Well, surprise, surprise, friends. That one's got no air in it either. Alright, you've teleported into a room where we actually can fight you, so let's fight them in here. Their ship is destroyed, though, so this should be a fairly short fight. We just have to be careful not to forget about the fact they can explode! We'd be fine, we have a clone bay, but still. Another station of Zoltans is reduced to scrap matter. We scrap the remains, getting a fuel, 2 missiles, 27 scrap. We'll take it. Alright, power back into the oxygen. Our D&D party's getting along okay. These guys are going to start exploding in a second, though. Yeah, time to leave. It's kind of a weird gimmick. I don't... I guess it probably works pretty good against enemies. If you have a whole team full of exploding Duskbringers, you could just teleport them onto the ship, blow them all up, and then respawn them on your ship. And they're probably gonna have a harder time getting away from them, but like, as enemies, they don't really seem to be much of a threat. They just blow themselves up, and then you leave the room, and it doesn't matter. I guess the place it would matter is if they could lock the doors on you. If they could hack your doors, then they would be a much more noticeable threat. But they can't do that, so they're not. We're hailed by a Zoltan ship. Their captain speaks in an unsure tone.
Federation, you've caused this war to escalate far further than you ever expected. It no longer affects just you, but the other races of the galaxy as well. We request that you suggest a way to quell the Duskbringers' anger.
That's interesting. So, we can give them our flight plans, we can donate some scrap, or because we have a regular ministry crew, we can tell them we know the ways of peace, and they might be surprisingly chill about it. We have a Duskbringer crew also, but we just don't tell them that. Let's try this. Convince them we know the ways of peace. Your Zoltan launches into a long, incredibly boring lecture about nonviolence and pacifist ideals. Though it almost puts you into a coma from boredom, it appears to have emotionally moved the crew of the other Zoltan ship. Thoroughly convinced you are different from the other militarized Federation ships, they let you pass. Oh, it's just a nothing event? That's not that exciting. I was kind of hoping they'd do something more interesting than that. That's fine. We have a couple of jumps left to go. This is a long sector. We had a lot of jumps in here. A very young Duskbringer, perhaps not even yet an adult, is barreling down towards you.
Federation pig! This here's Zoltan space and you ain't welcome here. You're in for it now, for I am here. I will be your downfall. I eat feds and renegades for breakfast, yeah? Just like my hero, Dvorak the Deathless. I'm climbing the ranks, yeah? I'm gonna be the greatest, most loyal, most deadliest Duskbringer there ever was, yeah? Aren't you quaking in your boots, yeah?
Aren't you a bit young to be a soldier? Such an insult to someone who thinks they're like a cool badass. So rude. Zoltan spits on the ground.
Ain't you listening, pig? I ain't a soldier. I'm a frickin' Duskbringer, yeah? The greatest Duskbringer, killing renegades like they ain't nothing. 'Cause they ain't. I'm a real frickin' hero. Everyone loves me, yeah? Now start quaking, pig.
We should not encourage this child in a military vessel, but I'm gonna pretend to be afraid just because I think it's funny. We could, like, this isn't gonna work. Telling them that they are not as cool as they think they are is not gonna get through to them. But, like, sure, pretend to be afraid.
Yeah, quake like that. Shake like the little baby you are, yeah? You renegades are a bunch of cowards. I feel pity for you now, pig. Here, take some pity scrap, why don't ya? Ha!
I mean, I'm not gonna take your pity scrap. I'm here to murder you. It just so happens that I didn't want to if you would do something more interesting. But if you're offering me pity scrap, we're just gonna blow you up until you try and actually surrender. Let's go.
Oh, well, you're in for it now, pig. Get ready to face your end.
Alright. That's a lot of dudes, and they mind-controlled us. Okay, this is a bad combo. I will admit, that's a bad combo. I guess Zoltan Sorcerer needs to leave the room because I don't want them to blow up our Duskbringer. I mean, I guess it honestly doesn't really matter. We can just it's really not a big deal. He just regenerates as soon as they explode him, but like, I don't want him to blow up. He doesn't have any relevant skills though, so it actually really doesn't matter. I guess we're just gonna kill our own guy. I guess? Feels a little mean, but like, does it hurt us? Not really. In you go, friends, I guess. Let's spam down their shields. Mind control's actually ended too, so we're back in control of ourselves. Ion on shields. Let's swap you two in. Oh, everyone just got stunned. Never mind. Little break from the fighting. Oh, they can trigger that while you're stunned? That's mean. Okay. That is funny. Nasty. Oh, they turned the mind control off because they walked through the room? That's funny. I didn't see what happened there. Yeah, that's bad. We're gonna explode. I guess our crew is just gonna spend some time in the cloning bay here. Ow! Let's pump up the cloning power, because ow, that hurt a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and stop them from doing that again. I knew that was gonna be bad, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite that bad. Everybody exploded.
All right, pig. Well played. Well played. Made a mess of my ship, yeah? Bet you're real proud of yourself, yeah? Well, give yourself a pat on the back, sure. Beat the deadliest dustbringer around, yeah? There'll be more coming for you after this, let me tell you. But, 'cause you proved yourself, I'll take pity on you.
It's true, Ginger. I wasn't thinking about the fact that they could actually activate the ability while stunned. For some reason, I thought that the stun would also block active abilities, but clearly it doesn't, and that is good to know. That makes them much more dangerous. Okay, so do we spare him, or do we let him take pity on us? I feel like I don't actually want to kill this kid. I just don't know which of these is going to be the most interesting option. Because, like, they might be the same, honestly. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. He's not going to come with us. We either accept his pity so he gets to feel superior, we don't say anything but spare him, in which case he's still going to feel superior, or we blow him up. Let's just play into the character. He's the scariest Dustbringer we've ever seen. He just killed 3 of our crew, so we'll accept his pity.
Yeah, smart one you are. Next time, think before you wander into Zoltan's space, you hear? No room for pigs here, yeah?
16 scrap and a particle accelerator Mark 1. Oh, I don't know what that is, but we'll find out in a second. Also, ow! Our crew exploded. Okay, well, we lost a bunch of skill, but not enough that it really matters. He is, by definition, the deadliest Dustbringer we've met. It's true, actually. He is, he's well ahead of the curve on Duskbringers. You can do that? I guess because... That's interesting. He was stunned and told to move to another location, so he hadn't moved yet, but he was technically not on the station anymore, so someone else could stand in exactly his square. Weird. Okay, let's power systems back on again, because that was messy. Alright, what is this weapon? The Particle Accelerator Mark 1. Streamlined bolts which do heavy system damage. Doesn't harm crew, hull, and cannot lower shields. Oh. Well, I think we probably leave the things we have on, but it is worth 30 scrap to sell, so it's not terrible. It's not super thrilling, but it's not bad. I think we have 2 jumps to the exit. We're gonna go ahead and invest in level 2 cloaking. Being able to dodge a little better, I think, will be very nice. The Particle Accelerator seems like it will be excellent for adding spam, because it's only 1 power. But the fact that it can't do system or shield or anything else damage, only system damage, means that we probably need to swap the bomb out for it, so we can bring it in with everything else. It's, I didn't realize at first it was only 1 power, but that is actually pretty good. So... I just need to get enough room to bump up the weapons to be able to use it. Let's keep jumping, though. We got 2 jumps left until we're out of Sector 4. What do we have up here? A massive machine floats nearby, akin to a station in size, but appears to be fully automated and Zoltan-made. As soon as lies start flooding in through your radio, it becomes clear that this is some sort of automated propaganda broadcaster.
Federation officers eat babies! That's a fact! Think of the children! Join the Dustbringers today and make the monsters pay!
We have the option to reprogram the machine to spread lies about our location. That's no good. And we have the NG and NG. Not quite the same, but you know what I mean. We have the option to reprogram the machine to spread lies about our location, but we're out of time. There's nowhere else to go. So we're going to just dismantle the machine for scrap, because it's going to be better than anything else we could get. The Dustbringers and their fascist lies can go to hell. We take apart the power source from the machine and strip apart its outer hull. I seem to recall that one's actually pretty good if you get it when there's still sector left to go to, but like, great, we delay the ship at this point? Where are we gonna go? Let's go to the exit and try and get out of here. We arrived at the long-range beacon. Let's explore, because we've already done something aboard the ship. The beacon lies in an empty section of space. You almost move on before spotting a heavily damaged ship drifting nearby. Do we dock and find valuable supplies? Do we pull scrap off the ship, or do we just leave? It's a wrecked ship, which means it definitely has ghosts in it. Do we care about ghosts? No? I don't think we care about ghosts. Let's dock and see if we can find valuable supplies. Your crew complains of hearing strange noises of static as they work. One requests that they end the salvage operation early. They're being ridiculous. Finish the job. The salvage operation ends without a hitch. You get your crew members back on board and prepare to jump away, getting 40 scrap and a repair burst. Ooh. That's the system repair one? Takes no power. Oh, wow, system damage and 2 points of hull damage. That seems pretty good. It costs 1 bomb, but every 10 seconds you can heal your hull for 2 for no power? Like, that seems pretty good. 8 system repair, too. That's crazy. Huh. I don't think I really need this anymore. I'm planning on using the particle beam in this slot soon, but like, that's pretty good. This event can be word for word the original ghost event from the baseline FTL that was commented out. Oh, that's fun. It's one of the options. That's cool. Yeah, repair burst seems like a great one to keep in your hold, because if you just anytime you're sitting in space and have the ability to recharge weapons for free, you can just heal yourself up however many bombs you have left. I do think we're probably going to just bail out of here though, because this place is in trouble. We have the Kleptocracy Turf and the Republican Dominion. Sail! I gotta go here, right? I don't really want to go to a store-based location again, because I'm trying to save up to buy things. But like, it says sail in the title, how could I not go there? It locks us on the lower path, but that's probably fine too. The Kleptocracy Turf gives us more choices, but means we're gonna have to fight a bunch more slugs with hacking, and I don't really know what this is, so let's go see what the Republican Dominion is all about. We unlocked the Multiverse Harmony Type A, or NG version of the ship. Alright, we've entered hyperspeed. The mild concern of smashing into a planet crosses your mind, but you figure some sort of security system is in place to prevent that. Hopefully. While in hyperspeed, we have several options. We can proceed to the next sector, do something aboard the ship. We can't. Oh, it's a leech sector. Ah, they're the Irgun Republic. Right. I forgot about that faction name. Don't expect your largest threat here to be the leeches themselves. Their kind have stayed mostly neutral toward the Federation. The risk lies between the Inquisition and Coalition forces allied with the Republic. Be careful with who you confide in here, and try not to take too much advantage of the downtrodden citizens. At the bottom of your atlas, you notice a small H logo. A sponsorship? It reads, "Come visit the local Hector Industries marketplaces." Huh. Well, time to go pick up all the points, I guess. We never did collect all of our silly points last time, so if we can do it this time, we'll try. Before you can finish exiting hyperspeed, you're greeted by an unusual advertisement.
Greetings, valued Hector customer! This is Billy Hector, CEO of the Hector Corporation, speaking to you. As part of our new customer loyalty program, I'm proud to introduce our new unwavering wage utility points. Each time you visit a Hector TM brand store, our friendly customer support vessels will add an extra ooh point to your account. Collect enough and you'll be able to enter our reward program. Happy shopping!
The advertisement concludes and a cheerful jingle plays over your computer, followed by the model, "Satisfaction guaranteed, because you aren't getting your money back." Some observers have begun to refer to Leech sectors as the Forgotten Fronts, and for good reason. A major war is underway here, but compared to the chaos of the Multiverse War, few are interested in these events. Let's just hope they won't get in your way. Leech security in recent times has gotten more and more lax. So busy handling the threat of Alcrum's revolution, the Republic can barely react to foreign intruders. This is good news for you. You should be able to get by without being bothered. This is funny. I'm gonna do it even... maybe just because it sounds like a bad idea? The whole point is that they can't pay attention to us, so if we contact them, it seems like it's gonna be a bad... a bad plan. So let's do it. Let's contact the guard and see if it pisses them off when they fight us, because that sounds funny. They're gonna be just spamming us with crew, which is really not what we like, but, like, contact the guard. The leech ship ignores you entirely. They're either napping or just don't care. Do we ignore the guard or we attack the guard? We could probably take him, but the boarding is really going to be a pain in the butt. I don't want more boarders. Our crew still sucks at it. We have an entire crew of D&D heroes, and none of them are, like, actual combat classes. Ugh. Alright, I guess we fight them, because why not? We're here to fight things. Attack the guard. We've decided to attack the guard vessel. You arm the weapons and prepare to fight. They don't seem too nasty. They're probably gonna send one leech, maybe a leech and something else at us. You're coming up with mountains with different dungeons for the map you're drawing? That sounds like fun. I don't know if it really matters, honestly. They're sending 3 crew over. That's not very nice. We could cloak out this so they can't board us, put 2 power in there, dodge them for a bit. That gives us 10 seconds to charge, and that might be enough time to give them... Honestly, Ginger, I also thought they were talking with you, about you, regarding the dragon's thing, with dragon being in your name. They're talking about me? Maybe, sure. But I also kind of assumed they were talking about Ginger Dragon. I think we maybe just cloak to delay the time they come board us. Because if we can hit them before they get over here, they might change their mind. I don't know if we'll be able to, because we don't have stealth weapons, so the chance that they actually burst through here indicates to me that they're probably going to get us, but... and I just gave up the ability to dodge that missile, but we're gonna just try and make them regret doing this anyway, you know? Who's to say? They're coming. It's fine. Let's hit them in a couple of key rooms here. It appears the guard ship is sending out a distress signal to a nearby ASB platform. Brace for impact. Well, that's not very good. Alright, so they've got crew in our ship now, so let's go ahead and just vent the heck out of them. Oxygen's still turned off, that's fine. Hey, Gadro. Remember watching our XCOM videos along with Nora Lion back in the day? Super happy to see me alive and well. Oh yeah, I've been doing good. I haven't necessarily had a lot of time for streaming in the last several years, but I have been doing very well apart from that, so everything is in a pretty good spot, surprisingly. They did get a missile off, so that might hurt. Yeah, it did get through, but we haven't taken much damage in this fight overall, so to be honest, we're pretty lucky so far. They only have 4 health left. I kind of want to let them try and leave so that they don't actually make us fight them on board our ship here. But I don't know how likely that is. They are dead. Yep. Okay, get out of there. They're going to be suffocating in a second anyway. We've defeated Leech Guard. Whatever we might have been in their cargo has for certain been destroyed, but we can at least salvage some supplies. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 28 scrap. By killing the Leech Guard, we've no doubt caused them to dispatch reinforcements, but we don't need to worry about that. We're just going to perform a task or salvage operation. Run a salvage mission, please. Survey the area, and we find an abandoned minefield. Certainly dubious, but also a potential source of large amounts of ammo and scrap. However, being careless would prove to be risky. I don't need missiles, but how bad is it? Let's take the risk. How bad is it if it goes wrong? It killed a crew! Your crew are less than grateful navigating the field, almost setting the entire thing off twice. At last, they push their luck for the final time, and one of your crew is blown into chunks. You can hear the rest of the team screaming in terror through the radio, but you silence them and order them back to the ship immediately with however much they've already collected. We have a clone bay, like it's fine. They'll be back in a second. 2 missiles, 40 scrap, and our wizard exploded. But unfortunately, yeah, fortunately, your crew's been revived by the clone bay, though they request they get a pass from the next salvaging mission. The clone bay's off, but sure. We will, we'll not worry about that. So they are still running around in here trying to get in. We're going to turn up the O2 so the rest of us can breathe. Exactly. Exactly, Ginger. I didn't ask how many mines. I said I cast Fireball. So let's close these doors. I love how this leech decided he wanted to punch his way through this door instead of coming the other way, so that's very funny. And I guess we're just going to fight them in here while they can't do anything about it. Alright, borders are dealt with. I know, pure. It's just funny that like the system is off and they immediately pop back in. It wouldn't matter, we'd just be able to toggle the power back on, so it makes sense they don't make you do that. But still seems a little silly. Back to stations there, crew. We are looking good. We have 153 scrap, which should be enough for what we were talking about last time here. We're talking about bumping up our weapons bay and bringing the particle accelerator online. 1 upgrade in here, 1 upgrade in there, and now we should be able to run everything. That should be pretty good, because we have the Simple Ion and Multiplier here to control shields, we have the Particle Beam to take out the systems so they can't kill us while we're in the middle of trying to murder them, and then we have the Halberd Beam to actually vaporize the enemy ships once it is fully charged. So this seems like it's going to be a pretty good combo for us, actually. I underestimated the Particle Beam, but it's actually probably exactly what we needed. So, we shall see. With that said, though, I think this is probably going to have to be the end of the stream for today. It's just around 3 hours, which is about as much time as I had available. So we'll come back sometime on the weekend and tackle the second half of this run and see how it goes for us. There's still plenty of space ahead of us and lots of things for me to mess up as we get detonated by more Duskbringers or whatever other nonsense might be ahead. Thanks for swinging by and watching the stream, folks. Hopefully you had a good time, and I will see you probably on Saturday, but who knows. Until then, have a great weekend, and bye-bye.